Yo, people, it's your boy Major, and we are back with another episode of Two Up Front. As always, I'm with my brother Ace. Ace, what are you telling me, bro?
Hey man, I'm good. It's been a little break between now this and the last stream, I think. So now looking forward to it. Always love catching up, talking footy. So yeah, man, should be a good stream.
I hear you, man. And hey, man, bro, let's get to it. There's only one place to start. A certain team from the
Uh
Northwest
do we have to?
are champions.
Uh
They are champions. Liverpool were officially crowned champions yesterday. And I think it's something that we all knew was coming. Like, yeah, I think it's just literally been a matter of when, not if. We've just been waiting for it to officially happen. And yeah, man, they done it in style, a 5-1 demolition of Tottenham. And yeah, Liverpool, 20 titles. Obviously, from a Manchester United perspective, we know what that means. There's a lot of significance. We've got like a historical battle going on with Liverpool. They're our biggest rivals. So, yeah, I know for a lot of Manchester United fans, that hurts. I know for a lot of Arsenal fans this year, they expected to be right up there and hopefully win the league. And I know the league campaign's been very underwhelming. And yeah, I know there's been a lot of talk about, it's been a weak league and, the quality of the league has gone down and, Liverpool were lucky. But I'm here to say that, yeah, none of that's got anything to do with Liverpool. Liverpool are deserved champions. As much as it pains me to say it, they've been the most consistent. They've been the best team in the Premier League. And whatever issues any other team has got, that's for them to sort out. But that's got nothing to do with Liverpool. I think they're even on track, if they win the rest of their games, to get 94 points. So they're clearly doing their job. And yeah, man, I think there's been a lot of revisionism when it comes to this Liverpool title. I think even how people are talking about their players, even how people, all of a sudden as well, they had Salah, they had Van Dijk, like they had Trent, and yeah, like this was supposed to happen. And yeah, like, no, that's not what
well, you
people
don't
are
hear it.
saying.
Yeah,
That's not what people are
I think they're
saying.
making. I think it's a fair point.
That's
Personally,
not what people are saying. At the start of the season, the majority of people, they either had City or Arsenal to win the league. Loads of people were talking about it's gonna be, it's gonna take time for Slot to make the transition. He's new into the league, he's come from the Dutch league, he's come into the Premier League, it's gonna take time. And then of course, Liverpool hadn't spent anything. All they did was buy Chiesa, who's hardly played. That was their transfer window. So we've all had our frustrations regarding transfer windows where we were saying, you know what, we should have also got this and we should have also got that, and we missed out on this and we missed out on that, and we should have been more active here. Liverpool, they did nothing. And Slot has come in his first season and they've walked the league. I have to congratulate them and say fair play. As much as it pays me to say it, man. Yeah. So that's just my opening statement, bro. But what are you saying?
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I could come and do the salty thing, try to draw, but like you say, like they have world-class players. Understand? Salah, Van Dijk. You know what? Is this even Slot's title? I think it might be Klopp's title. If you think about the fact that, like you said, like it is Klopp's team. But yeah, that's all air. But yeah, like you said, man, like you have to. The only thing you can do is just put your hands up and just clap. I feel like so many of us are in the mind frame because of what Pep and Klopp have done over the last few years, where you just assume a new manager coming in that there's a cap to what they can achieve. You feel like, yeah, it takes years now to build your team and build that winning culture and build your kind of identity before you can then go and dream big. But I think what Slot has come is he's just reset that. And so I think Chelsea were really good at that too, where it's like, bro, you can bring in a manager. If you have a good enough team, there's no reason why that first season you can't be trying to win a Champions League or trying to win a Premier League. So I think it was just like a reset to everyone's just, I guess, general kind of bias or thoughts that like maybe we also didn't give Liverpool's squad or Slot like ability as a manager enough credit as well to just write them off at the start as well. So we all need to look at ourselves too in that regard. Because yeah, like you say, I feel like it will be definitely revisionist now to now look back and pretend that we thought Liverpool were going to win this title. But it's like, again, as the season went on, then I think it just reminded everyone that, oh, okay, yes, you know, like they do have a good team, and yes, Slot has done an amazing job. I mean, we were speaking about it, that even just how well he's spoken, that's clearly a very tactically astute manager. They play good football. You understand? Like, I feel like there's definitely, from our Arsenal fans, there's definitely a lot of disappointment in terms of, yeah, like you say, we all felt like, yeah, if City fell off, it would be Arsenal that would be the next team up that would take advantage of that. But you understand, the same way, like we always say, that you can't make assumptions in football. You can't assume that, you understand, because like past actions will now dictate future performance. And I think that's what happened here with us, where yeah, Liverpool just came and they just steamrolled us. They ran past us and they deservedly have won the title. I feel like Arsenal, our issue, we've had so many different issues and so many different kind of, which we can talk about when we get to the Arsenal section, that we can use as maybe excuses. But at the end of the day, it's all excuses. Because like you say, Liverpool didn't really strengthen. Same team as last year. He put the same players in slightly different positions, gave them different instructions, and he was able to be the most consistent team in the league. And that's why deservedly they've now won the Premier League for the 20th time. So now, fair play to Liverpool, man. I'm sure they're having a time of their lives, and yeah, must be nice. Must be nice. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts.
And you know, as again, I've got to add my saltiness here and there. As some people have pointed out, this is their second Premier League title. Just to
Oh
let
yeah,
everyone know,
that's true. Oh,
you
that's
know,
true.
Man
That's
United
true.
have 13 Premier League titles. Do you get me? This is their second. But
Okay.
you know what? I just had to throw that in there. But no, it's 2020. Do you get me? Football started before the Premier League. It's 2020. I hold dear a lot of our history that occurred before the Premier League. So it would be disingenuous for me to now say that it's just from the Premier League era where we're going to be counting things. Yeah, Liverpool, deservedly so. Again, they've won
Yeah,
the
and like you said, bro, in style, because that
yeah, in
game, oh
style.
my goodness, like there was no nerves, there was like, you know what, we're winning today in front of our fans, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
They said, yes, but step aside, and they just brushed them aside like small boys.
It's
So
always a nice way to win it. Like I remember when we won it against Villa and Van Persie scored the hat trick, and then there was the incredible volley where like Rooney played the pass, and then yeah, like it's always nice when you can win it at home. It's a celebration, kind of like a party atmosphere. Like I think that's always nice, and I think it resonates with Liverpool supporters even extra on this occasion because of what happened in 2020. So yeah, they were obviously so close to like they were so close to already mathematically winning it prior to COVID even happening. Then so because by the time COVID happened, they were miles clear.
oh,
Like
you're talking
yeah,
about the
by the time
asterisk
lockdown,
title, the one with the
yeah,
asterisk.
by the
But yeah,
time
but no, yeah,
yeah, by the time we'd reached that point, they were miles clear. Like, and it's so
yeah,
funny
they
as well
were.
because even when people refer to it as like the COVID title, it's like no, there were several months of that season that there was no COVID. Like
I don't remember that.
lockdown happened
That's
much
not
later,
how.
and
That's
then I
not how I
think yeah,
remember it.
the rival
I
fans have
remember there was
spun the
no
narrative.
fans. There was no fans in the stand. That's what I remember.
Yeah, they spun it. Like, and
Yeah.
it's interesting as well because yeah, like even I think later on, there were still no fans going into the next season. Like when we're starting off the next season, like it was still not full capacity yet. I don't believe, if I remember correctly.
Were they able to parade that season?
No,
There wasn't. Yeah, they weren't.
Liverpool.
Okay, yeah.
No, Liverpool did. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they were able to do nothing. Yeah, like they were able to do nothing. So yeah, I think that's why it's extra sweet for Liverpool fans now because yeah, they'd waited 30 years to get their Premier League title, and then when they finally get it, they can't celebrate like how they would want to celebrate. So I think yeah, to be here 5 years later and they've been able to get another one, I think it's extra sweet for them. And yeah, man, I see Salah getting the phone out, selfies with the fans. Like, yeah, everyone's just having the time of their lives, man.
The
And
vibe,
you know
man.
what? This is
And bro, you know
only
what I'll say? Yeah.
gone. Oh,
No, no.
what I was
What I'll
gonna
say about Liverpool as well is just this season now that there's been some. Oh, sorry, bro. I think it might be lagging a little bit, but I'm gonna
okay.
keep talking.
Yeah, yeah,
What I
go
was
on, bro.
saying, yeah, we're Liverpool fans. Yeah, like this season we've had a little bit of passer, you know, with I guess the fans, but in general, like I do have a lot of time for Liverpool, and they are the club that when I look at and say how they have been successful over the last 10, 15 years, you can't take anything away from them. Like they've been self-sustaining. They've built players by buying the right quality. They haven't spent lavishly, and yeah, they've been very successful. They've won so much in this period as well. So I feel like Liverpool as a club as well, I think you definitely have to respect even how they've been this successful in this period. Like it's definitely been a well-run club. All the criticisms and something aside, like for the owners when it's deserved. But yeah, no, they've done a lot of good business, which is what's led them here. So I just wanted to add that too.
Yeah, I think a lot of their squad building has been like really good. Like, therefore, if I compare it to Manchester United, it's been night and day. And yeah, I think they've made very intelligent signings. When you even look at someone like McAllister, 35 million from Brighton, like he's been great this season. And yeah, like I think they've invested wisely. Like even someone like a Robertson, who obviously his legs are gone, he's not who he was before. Look at where they got him from. I think it was Hull, 8 million. Like, you get me? Smart signings. They've
Yeah.
made really smart signings. And even if you go back to the previous era with when Salah was bought, when Mane was bought, these guys weren't super expensive players. Like, yeah, that wasn't the case. Like, they bought good players and then they built them up and built them up. And yeah, man, fair play to them.
Yeah, fair. And even the Salah goal, but he really rewinded the years. That was an OG Salah goal, bro. Cut in other corner. I said, yeah, man, these guys, they were having fun in that game. So fair
Yeah.
play to Liverpool, man.
Nah, 100%. 100%. And also, I think what's also interesting as well is the fact that what I was going to say is that this is just part one for them. Like, so they've had this title celebration, and then obviously they are gonna celebrate on the final day of the season because I think they got the home game. So I think that's when they'll actually lift the Premier League trophy. And then of course they'll have the parade as well. So yeah, man, they're just it's gonna be vibes for them. And yeah, like I said, deservedly so. Like there's been a lot of commentary about the league, about the quality of the league. People have said, you know what, this is the weakest league in ages, etc., etc. And honestly, again, Liverpool have done their job. So if I was a Liverpool fan, I'll be saying, bruv, that's all of you lot's business. Like, I do not care. I remember 2013 when we won the league. Obviously, 2012, it went down to the final day, the Aguero moment. 2013, bro, we gapped City. Like, and the league wasn't very, very. I don't think the quality of the league was great then. Do you think I cared?
Nah, bro. Unless you die fighting for that title, it doesn't count.
Bro,
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
That we never
Unless
went
you
down to
die
the last
fighting
day.
for it.
Do you think I cared that we never went down to the last?
You should have
Bro,
cared.
hey man, I had a great time. So yeah, honestly speaking, I think Liverpool fans, like, I think sometimes as well, and I'm sure the majority of them do think like this, but I think for the ones that allow rival fans to wind them up, I feel like yeah, you guys just need to be a bit sharper. Because if it was me,
smart.
if it was me, bruv, everyone could be. This is the worst. Whatever. Do you think
Major.
I care?
Major. Let Arsenal win a Premier League. Oh my goodness. Let Arsenal win. You think anyone can tell me anything? Yeah.
You can tell me, oh, there was this. I would not care. So, and I think that's probably the majority of Liverpool fans as well. But yeah, I think again, and when you look at the club and how they run things, and even like Klopp, like he had the self-awareness, and obviously only he knows what's going on within himself, and he said, hey man, guys, I'm tired. Like, do you get me? But how he left Liverpool, and not even just how he left Liverpool as regards to the squad, but even when you saw on the final day, like obviously him chanting Arne Slot's name, and then obviously Slot repaid the favor when they won the league on Sunday. And I think things like that, like I think those are moments that make you realize these individuals care about the club. Like they care about the club as a
bigger
whole.
than just them.
It's bigger than them. Exactly. It's bigger than them. And I think, yeah, you look at Slot, you look at the adjustments he's made. Again, Gravenberch, you see what he's done there. Everyone was saying, again, at the start of the season, because I think we've got to be genuine about this. Everyone was saying Arsenal, City. Everyone was saying Liverpool haven't signed anyone. Everyone was saying Liverpool need a 6. People are saying their stars are getting older. We don't know what's going to happen. People are saying Liverpool have got a new manager. There's always a period for transition. People weren't saying Liverpool are going to walk the league. So now they've done it. Me as just a football fan, I can do the rival banter thing, but also I've got to acknowledge that you know what, you have to give credit where credit is due. And yeah, man, they've done their thing. You look at Salah; he's put up a all-timer season. When you look at the numbers that he's put up, like, and you can bet that now the league is so low.
Oh,
He's gonna be
yeah,
shooting and
running
trying
it
to get
up.
assists on sight.
Yeah,
Like, do you get
yeah,
me?
they're right,
Like,
running it up.
he's gonna be now. It's just a numbers game. Like, do you get
Yeah.
me? Like, these man just having fun with it. Like, do you get it? So yeah, man, they're gonna be doing their thing. And yeah, from a Manchester United perspective, I think it's just like a when I was looking at it and I saw, you know what, 20 titles. You look at everything Fergie had done. And there was the whole thing of knocking Liverpool off their perch, and obviously he started with 7 league titles when he came in. Fergie, United had 7, and Liverpool had 18, and then you were able to make it 2018, and then now obviously Liverpool have brought it back to 2020. I think I just look at it and I'm just like, United, please wake up, like wake up, football. No Arsenal fan in 2004, when Arsenal went invincible, would have thought 21 years later when we haven't won a title. Like when Liverpool won their last title in 1990, no Liverpool fan would have thought it's going to be 30 years until we win another one. Like, so Manchester United, like, guys, you've got to wake up, like, honestly, because the rivals, they're dancing. Like, do you get me? You've seen what City have been doing. Liverpool have drawn 20. I'm like, yeah, man. And I know there's so much work to be done, and we'll get into that when we get to the Manchester United section. But yeah, I think particularly this battle between Manchester United and Liverpool, obviously they've drawn equal with us on league titles. They've got doubled the European Cups that we've got. Like, so yeah, man, they are currently, again, I saw people debating this online. They are currently the most successful club in England. I saw people throwing biggest. We need to we need to take time.
So what's biggest now? Is that within fan base? Like what's what?
I think biggest is a combination of many things. Like I think it's a
Please,
combination.
what are the variables? That's all.
I think of course you're looking at trophies. I think of course you're looking at fan bases. I think you're looking at global impact. Like I think you're looking at like how your club resonates culturally. Like I think there's loads of different factors. So I wouldn't necessarily say the biggest, because I feel like me personally, this is just even me being unbiased. I personally still feel like Manchester United are the biggest.
Okay, well this is not my fight. Liverpool fans, please let us know whether you agree with that analysis.
Do you get me? Because that's currently where I'm at with it. But successful is all down to numbers. You can't argue numbers. Even biggest, that's something that a Liverpool fan can say, no, I believe we're the biggest. And it's like,
that's I'll be interested to hear.
Yeah, we can debate it. But success, you can't debate. It's very black and white. This is what has been won.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Fair play, man. Because growing up to Liverpool, I wouldn't have thought from school days and now that they would have pulled away the way they have over the last 10 years. So
I've even got to give credit, because I know a lot of the time people talk about like historical clubs and heritage and all of these things, but like even in Liverpool's banter era, like they still were able to just pull things out the bag. Like they were still able to win trophies. Like they got a UEFA Cup, they got a Champions League, they were able to get FA Cup, they were able to get League Cups. So even like when things weren't great, like they were still able to do what needs to be done, like as regards to winning trophies. So, and I think like that's what the big clubs do. And I think obviously Manchester United, whilst things have been horrible, we've been able to do that. But then now it's about kicking on. So it's like, cool, yeah, we've been able to win trophies. We've got FA Cups, we've got League Cups, we won the Europa League. I'm hoping we can get another Europa League. But ultimately, where we want to be is we want to win league titles. I was speaking to one of my friends and they were asking me about like, parades. I think it was like, they were talking about parades. And I'm like, why didn't Man United parade the FA Cup when we beat City? And I said, Man United don't parade. Respectfully, Man United don't parade FA Cups, bro. Man United parade league titles and Champions Leagues. Like, do you get me? That's what a parade is going. So, and I want to be able to. I want to be able to feel that again. Like, do you get it? So we've got a long way to go, but fair play to Liverpool because they've done their thing. And the worst thing about it as well is that this isn't even Slot's team. He's not even been able to
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be
add the
so
players
interesting
that
to
he wants
see
to
when
add.
this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they actually do, like how he
Mhm.
changes the team and his image. And to quickly go back to what you said earlier, I thought you made a really good point, and I think that's still as much as Wenger always be the greatest manager that I've ever seen anyway, Arsenal wise.
Mhm.
Like one of my biggest criticisms for him was how long I also felt like he stayed with the club too when the
Mm.
Klopps and the Peps were available. Even though we might have never got these managers, but at that point, I felt like you have taken us as far as you could take us, so you should step aside now. Whether we would have collapsed anyway because he was keeping us afloat with the club doing rubbish in the background, but I would have rather seen that earlier than him going out the way he ended up going out. And I feel like Klopp making that decision. You understand that people were making jokes, but at the end of the day, now if you're a Liverpool fan, you already loved Klopp, and now you even appreciate him even more because clearly he also it ended up also being the right decision for the club as well. So like, yeah, all in all, and then Pep, we'll see next year once what happens to see their trajectory, because we might also see maybe another guy. Maybe he also this season is looking better now than it was looking at big parts of it, and we'll see whether he's able to turn it around too. And you know, him staying was the right choice, but there's always that risk when you stay that little bit longer than maybe you should when you're up. So we're going to see how that kind of journey goes over the next couple of years as well. But fair play to Klopp, man, for making that choice because it's worked out in Liverpool's favor as well. I just wanted to add that to the point you made.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people like initially when Klopp left, it was like, whoa, like yeah. And again, like I said before, people were expecting the transition to be this smooth. Like, so that's why a lot of people were celebrating. If people thought that Liverpool were gonna win the league, then they would have been celebrating.
Yeah, in hindsight, I wish they kept Klopp.
Yeah.
Like,
The
better the devil, you know.
Yeah. The reason why people were celebrating is because they thought like, all right, cool, that's them out the way. Do you get me? But yeah, that wasn't the case. And so yeah, fair play to Liverpool, man. But yeah, bro, you spoke about your team. You mentioned Arsenal, you mentioned Wenger, and obviously Wenger, legendary manager, one of the greatest managers that the Premier League has ever seen, won 3 league titles. I believe it was 7 FA Cups in the end. Obviously, Invincibles helped change English football with how people play and even just the diets and the culture. And yeah, man, like absolute Premier League icon. But one of the things that he wasn't able to do was win a Champions League. He got close in 06, but yeah, weren't able to get over the line. And now Arsenal find themselves in a Champions League semi-final. And yeah, man, Arteta has a chance to make some serious history. So yeah, bro, what are you thinking ahead of the PSG game? Obviously, absolutely massive game. And sorry, before you even get onto that, can you just combine that, what your thoughts with also just the games that you've seen Arsenal play in the Prem? Obviously, of course, they never played in the weekend, but you know, obviously the draw against Palace and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on those particularly because I know obviously the league's gone, but just maybe use that as like part of your commentary ahead of the Champions League game.
Okay, yeah, no, I get that one out very, very quickly, man. Because yeah, I feel like, I feel like with Arsenal, it's just been a disappointing season prem wise. Like I feel like there's been so many factors that just haven't gone in our favor. I feel like the last couple of years when we've been relatively healthy, this year players have been dropping like flies at key moments, key parts of the season. That's come back to bite us. So yeah, but again, you don't squad build properly. You get injuries, that's football, so we can't harp on it too much. So yeah, disappointing. And the Palace game was again just another. It just summarized the Premier League season so well. 2-1 up, should be a win, and then we let it go, and it's another draw. And I feel like that's been the story of Arsenal's lives for the last 3 months since having this year so far. It's been
draws now,
bro, crazy, like crazy. So I feel like that's just really summarized our season so far in the Premier League, where we've just not been good enough to get over the line in a lot of the games. We've been poor, lackluster. Saliba, another, I guess, kind of going back to Europe, did something similar in the Real Madrid game, and this one too, just moving drunk, just making silly mistakes. But all in all, we don't understand. We don't get on them too much because, like you say, the league is done. We move on. Understand? They didn't really matter anyway. But yeah, so just disappointing Premier League wise. Now Europe, this is literally all we have to play for, all we've had to play for the last few weeks now. And yeah, like you say, this is going to be a massive game. Like, bro, my heart, I don't even want to believe because, like you say, like, if Arsenal were to pick up a Champions League in my lifetime, I don't know how I'd act, man, because it would be massive. Because I think there's so many football debates that we get into with clubs that, understand, one Champions League now, and there's certain teams like Chelsea, I'm looking at them. I'm looking at something. I know Spurs try to do some European. I know they try to be cheeky as well sometimes. So I feel like there's certain clubs and certain conversations that we're in because of that asterisk in our name of not having that Champions League. So what it will do for like us as a club as well will be massive. So, and like you say, man, Arteta, we can pick up a champs, go on and pick up maybe a couple of prems, and I think we start. He's in that Wenger conversation as well in terms of just how momentous it will be for our club and our history going forward. But understand, well, those conversations we can have after he does one of those or does those big aims first. So yeah, going to this season, this Champions League is going to be massive. I feel like in the Prem, what's really hurt us is because of how teams have set up against us. I feel like we've had a lot of issues when it comes to creativity, breaking teams down. Teams give us a lot of respect. They know what we are. Whereas in Europe, you always get that everyone's a big dog. So everyone comes and plays their football. And I feel like Arteta, for what he's shown us, is if you try and play your football against him, we're probably one of the best out of possession teams in the world right now. So I feel like there's a lot going into this PSG game where I feel like they can really walk into our hands. I felt like I was a lot more concerned after watching the Liverpool games and then the Villa first game. After watching the second game against Villa, I feel like I'm a lot more confident now that I feel like PSG have enough weaknesses in their team and how they play as well that we can really capitalize on. I feel like PSG are really dangerous, but one thing I think we can say from both games, like both recent Champions League games, that they can also be very wasteful when it comes to their chances. I feel like physically as well, if you have a big midfield that has legs, they can definitely be got out as well. I think they're susceptible to counter attacks. So I feel like I'm not looking at this team very concerned. I felt like the Real Madrid game was a game that I felt like we should beat them just based on what my eyes are telling me in terms of watching both teams. But then I was like Heritage and the Bernabeu. I was like, yeah, all of those factors are why I'm concerned now. But again, PSG, I'm looking at it and I'm saying based on what I see from both teams, I think we should beat them. But again, it's Europe. We're both teams that haven't ever won this competition. We're both teams that are desperate to win this competition. So it's going to be a massive game. We're going to see whether we can the same kind of confidence and heart that we took to the Madrid games, that we keep that momentum in going into this PSG game as well. And we also realize that, yeah, this is what our season is resting on now. Because I think in the Prem game, I think even the Palace game, we actually didn't even play that badly in that match. But again, it was just a similar story of us being wasteful as well, silly mistakes. And I think, again, that's just what's cost us overall. But in Europe in general, I feel like we've been a lot cleaner of our performances. We've been a lot more kind of business like where we're just there, we do our job and we move on. So I want this to be another game where we do our jobs and we move on, and then we'll see what happens in the other semi-final as well. That's another factor too. I see our women's team are playing Barca in the final, so we're going to see whether this is going to repeat as well, because yeah, there's some revenge that we need in that game too. We can get past PSG. So yeah, all in all, like you say, man, this is going to be massive for our season, but our club as a whole, if we're able to get over this PSG game against that final, give ourselves opportunity to get that asterisk off our name and actually win our first like European title. So yeah, man. I don't want to think about it. I'm just like I'm taking each game as it comes, because if I believe, then I'm gonna. That's when I open myself up for depression. So I'm keeping my feet on the ground and I'm gonna just see how each game goes and we kind of go from there. But those are my initial thoughts.
I hear you. I feel like this whole Champions League campaign, or rather the games remaining, it's actually crazy at things, how drastically this season will be viewed upon for Arteta and Arsenal, depending on what happens in these last few games. Because if Arteta's able to do this, then a lot of the criticism that's come his way all of a sudden becomes void. And yeah, he's now been able to get over the line in one of the big ones. Of course, the league, like there'll still be expectations with that. But I think especially because of the significance of what the Champions League means to Arsenal, because they've never won it. Again, if he does it, he's one of one.
Yeah,
Like,
he
yeah,
is. Yeah.
he's one of one. That's not to say that, of course, he's better than Wenger or whatever. Like, he will still have more to do, but he's one of one in terms of he's been able to do the thing that no one else in the whole history of Arsenal has been able to do. Like, he's one of one. He's been able to get over the line in the Champions League, and yeah, automatically from there, again, he's going to give Arsenal fans an experience that they've never experienced before. So everything regarding Arteta out and etc. is just going to be so hard to remain
Huh?
with that stance when he's
Oh,
done.
don't get
When
flogged
he's
in the
done,
street, bro.
yeah. But then on the flip side, if Arsenal don't win it and they get knocked out in the semi-finals with PSG, then all of a sudden it's, well, look how far we were behind Liverpool in the league. What an underwhelming season it's been. We've not been able to progress. We've not done anything in the cups, etc., etc., etc. So it's really crazy at like how drastically things can go depending on what happens. So yeah, absolutely massive game. Regarding the game itself, I think I've said it before. I think Barca and PSG, they've been PSG like later on in the season because of course, like it took a while for things to click. But since things have clicked, Barca and PSG, they've been my two favorite teams to watch in Europe. I love how they play. I love how dynamic PSG are up front. I love teams with technicians. Sorry, pardon me. I love teams with technicians. And yeah, I think they've just got such a talented squad when you're looking at that midfield of Vitinha, Neves, Ruiz, and then obviously you've got Kvaratskhelia, you've got Dembele, you've got Due, you've got Barcola, you've got Mendes and Hakimi flying, fullbacks. I think, and what Enrique's done has been brilliant. However, I really don't like this matchup, like for them. Like, I don't like it. I think a lot of the time styles make fights, and I don't like this matchup at all for PSG. Like, I feel like their weaknesses can be exploited by Arsenal, and I really don't like that. Yeah, I really don't like that at all. Like, yeah, man, I was looking at it and I was just like, oof, yeah, I don't like it at all. So I think Arsenal's physicality, obviously their set piece threat, because I think that is a weakness with PSG as
Yeah,
well.
it
Um,
is.
but even I think like because PSG, they've got a relentless press,
Yeah.
but I think there are ways to combat it. And especially if you're willing to play more direct and yeah, like you're willing to get into their faces and you're also willing to time and take chances when you're trying to counter that press, then I think, yeah, there's definitely opportunities to be had. I'm also worried, I think you mentioned it, like as regards to how clinical they are, because I think sometimes when I've watched them, they can create so many chances. But yeah, like from a clinical point of view, sometimes they are a bit wasteful. And of course, when you've got to this stage, you can't afford to be wasteful. I think what is in their favor is having a second leg at home. Like, I think that is in their favor. But if Arsenal do what they did to Real Madrid in the first leg, then yeah, it's going to be long. So I think from a PSG perspective, they need to make sure that they stay in the tie, like when they go home. But yeah, I think this is gonna be an interesting game. If I'm being completely honest, like I feel like Arsenal win this. Like I just don't like the matchup. Like I don't like it at all. But I'm hoping
But
PSG can prove me wrong, man, because they got talented players,
no,
and
they
of
do.
course,
And you know what it is, yeah. I think that's the concern. This is also why, like, when people are critical of Arsenal, when they criticize our lack of creativity and making chances, one of the reasons why that's a very valid criticism is because when you continue to make chances like that too, understand a team that's not clinical, it takes you make three of those chances and today they all go in and it's
yeah,
game over. Understand? So and they are very capable of making good chances. It's on them too to finish it. So again, I'm not even sitting here like, yeah, like I'm very confident. Like it's just more when I look at the balance of it and I look at like how clinical I think they are overall in their average game. I feel like it kind of plays in our favor, but at the same time, they're a very dangerous team, man. Because like you said, like
extremely.
yeah, Barcola, do it, like bro. If they catch off, understand? I love Skelly, but again, like defensively, he's not the strongest. If they catch him on these ones on the wing or understand, they can really get him behind it. They can hurt us a lot. in a lot of key positions. So we just need to also approach the game right at the same time and not also play into their hands by, let's say, trying to play out from the back when maybe we should just humble ourselves too and just go long and let Marino knock down and we play from there. So yeah, hopefully Arteta, which I trust to be fair, I think off the ball, that's one thing I give us credit for. And like you say, with Styles winning, like making fights, this is why I keep repeating this. I probably said it on the last stream too, because I want people to, like, you know, when you say things and people might be like, you're just talking, but like I genuinely mean this when I say, like, last match roundup, I wanted Real Madrid to beat Atletico because I felt like we would have a better chance against Real Madrid. It's not because we now beat them, but it's because of how Real Madrid play and what I knew Atletico would do to us if we had to be the team that had to then break them down. Which again is why I would say it now too. I would rather play Barcelona in the final than play Inter. So again, flipping that round is where I think, yeah, for PSG's perspective, them playing us isn't in their best interest because of how we're going to approach the game. That's just football. And so, like, I always say, like, when you have good players and you're also the team that you're happy to give up possession and you're happy to counter attack, it's so unfair. Sometimes I feel like it's like I feel like even like United over the years when you guys haven't been your greatest is why you've always given teams that people felt like should beat you problems. Is because that's like, even if we want to now, like, you say, okay, we have better players, you guys just need to pick your moments, defend diligently, and you have every chance of winning the game. Like, it's when those type of teams go against each other, I feel like it's very difficult for the attacking team. But yeah,
it's gonna be interesting though, because in that first leg against Real Madrid, Arsenal didn't just sit back and counter attack. So,
no, we didn't.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be interesting to see how Arteta does approach the game. I do think that Partey's a big miss.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's a big miss. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. Like,
yeah. And like, bro, you posed a very good question. What Arteta does in left back and centre mid because Partey is missing is going to also be very, very interesting to see, because we don't know yet either what he's going to do. So yeah, that's going to be a massive decision that he needs to get right.
Yeah, I think Marino will be back. I know he missed the Palace game, but from what I've seen, I don't think it's anything like long term. So it's like, yeah, but obviously we'll find out. But yeah, man, like, obviously, like, Arsenal fans, they know how significant this game is. I'm expecting that the atmosphere is going to be crazy. And yeah, like, I think PSG, they just need to make sure that, like, they don't allow, like, clusters to happen. Like, so it's like, for example, when you concede one, I think in the Champions League, especially these latter stages, is all about game management. Like, yeah, like, you don't want to all of a sudden, like, have a horrible 15-20 minute spell, because that can blow you out of the tie. But yeah, I think, again, PSG, like, highly impressive team. Like, they are extremely technically capable. They've got a really good manager who's got them playing in a really, like, great way, and they are also capable of producing individual moments of brilliance as well. Like, they've got those players who can just do something. Like, yeah, like, I saw it in the first leg against Aston Villa. Doué, like, like, just boom, like, do you get me?
And then
like,
like,
what are you gonna do? So it's like, they also have players of capable of doing that, where it's just like, you know what, like, as well as you can try to plan for it, like, boom, something happens. So, like, and yeah, you know, those moments can be key for, again, because for as good as Arsenal were against Real Madrid, it took two individual moments of brilliance from Declan Rice.
And also, I want to add too, bro, a great goalkeeper. This Donnarumma guy, the more I watch him, the less convinced I am with him, man.
Yeah.
The less convinced I am with him. So yeah.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, this is literally the big one for Arsenal. Like, there's so much on the line. I think, again, like, legacy wise, like, for someone like Arteta, it's like, what winning this Champions League will do. Like,
I can put my feet up, bro. I don't care what happens for the next 2 years. Oh my god.
So yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. Then I'm also curious to see what happens in the Barca Inter game as well, because, again, be tough match. Like, styles wise, I think Lewandowski, he's injured, so he's not gonna play. Obviously Barca, they're fresh off of winning the Copa del Rey against Madrid, like, yeah, which was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like, I think, yeah, Barca, they've got they've got like again extremely technical players. I've already told you what I think of Pedri, best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, you said
Like,
it, and I watched that game, and I said, "Yeah, I see what Major was talking about."
yeah,
I said, "I
best
see what
midfielder in the
Major's
world.
talking about." That goal was filthy.
Yeah. And the funny thing
Yeah,
about it is that, like, even in that game, I don't even think he had like the greatest game, but yeah, like this guy, like, just obviously his technical capability, but also just like his game IQ, his football IQ, like it's just so high. Like he knows what to do. And I think Flick as well, like he's just been brilliant. Like I think how he's organized that team. And don't get me wrong, Barca still definitely have their vulnerabilities, 100%.
yeah, that
I've watched
high
them
line.
yeah, I've watched them this season, and yeah, man, like you can defo get at them. But yeah, like I think from an attacking perspective, like yeah, man, like I think that front line, obviously with Rafinha, with Yamal, with Lewandowski, and then yeah, you're looking at Pedri. I love it when Pedri plays a little bit deeper because I think previously I think he'd been utilized too high, and I think yeah, like you want someone like Pedri playing a bit deeper, and yeah, like he's just able to dictate things, and like the flow of the game's able to go through him. Like yeah, highly skilled player. And then you've got Yamal, who's just yeah, like absolutely incredible. Literally, I
Yeah,
think the only thing that Yamal needs to work on, like because again, I've watched most of his games this season, is just his finishing. Like I think he's still a bit like he's just a bit too wasteful sometimes. But as regards to playmaking, as regards to passing,
his
as
IQ
regards
as
to
well is
dribbling, as
ridiculous.
regards to his game IQ, literally almost everything else
Yeah,
is
and,
there.
and that will come
Like,
to. I feel like that's
yeah,
usually the thing that kind of develops slower with a lot of players is that
yeah.
finishing. Like even Saka
So
now too, compared to what he was a few years ago, in terms of his
yeah,
general finishing has come so far. And yeah,
yeah.
Yamal was on a faster trajectory than that. So yeah, I'm sure he's going to be there very, very soon.
Even like
Yeah.
Dembele, if you look at his goal tally now as well, like yeah, like it's just ballooned this year, like in comparison to his previous years. Obviously, I think a big part of that is also his fitness as well. And yeah, like he's just been able to get things right. But yeah, there's a lot of things to like about that Barca team, but at the same time, they definitely can get got at. And Inter, again, whilst we're giving out compliments,
Ooh.
I think Inzaghi is one of the top coaches in the
Bro,
world.
Inter scare me,
Like,
man.
yeah, he's one of the top coaches in the world. I think Inter have like just some incredible players as well. When you look at Bastoni, like brilliant. When you look at Barella in midfield, problem again, like baller. I love technical players that can just like impose themselves on a game. And yeah, when you look at someone like a Barella, then boom. And then again, I think we've spoken previously about like Lautaro Martinez and like what he's been able to do, and how I think it's funny because I think it went from like him being overrated to him being underrated, where it was just like, yeah, people before were like, hey man, people have overrated this guy.
The talking about him, or what's it called, it's changed. It's changed a lot. Because it's true, a few years ago people weren't talking about him the way they're talking about him now. So fair play to him as well, man.
So but yeah, it's crazy though, because Inter, they've actually suffered like some bad losses recently. Like
I
Milan
heard that their form hasn't been great.
Milan slapped them, and then they lost to Roma as well, like on the weekend. And that Serie A title race, Napoli are looking at saying, yeah, we're trying to grab that. McTominay's he's coming clutch, bro. Bro, seriously, he's coming in clutch, bro. He scored 2 on the weekend again, bro. Like, yeah, Napoli are trying to grab that, bro. Napoli are trying to grab that title.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tune in the final few games. Cool.
Yeah, and you know in Serie A is crazy as well, because if both teams finish level on points, it's a playoff.
Oh, wait, there's no goal difference thing.
No, it's a playoff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay then.
That's how they've done their thing. Yeah. That's how they've done their thing. So yeah, if both teams finish level of points, then yeah, man, shoot out, may the best man win. So yeah, which I like that. I like that.
I do like that.
I feel like I do like that. Yeah. So yeah, man. But yeah, that Inter Barca tie is going to be interesting. But yeah, bro. Moving on. Hey, man. If you think Europe is important for you guys, then boy, I can't explain how important Europe is for us. I can't explain how important Europe is for us, bro. Because this is it. This is
Damn.
literally, this is
Damn.
literally it,
Yeah,
bro.
I
It's
know. You
crazy,
told us, man. You
bro.
told
It's
us. This
literally
is
it,
bigger than
man.
football.
Bro, it is it. And I'm gonna give context because obviously the last game, obviously, like I said, I was going to that game against Leon at Old Trafford, and oh my days, man. Like, yeah, I've got some good content like coming out on the channel. So yeah, guys, check that out. But hey man, what this United team put me through. Oh my gosh. Like, and I knew it as well. I knew it. I said, I know this Leon team can get got at, but I just know United are just not gonna make things easy for themselves. And oh boy, like literally, atmosphere is rocking, is brilliant. Old Trafford is roaring. Like, yeah, we're up for it. We get the early goal. 2-0 just before half time. Things are cruising. We should make it 3. Garnacho has a great chance. Everything looks in control. We're like, all right, cool. Leon get 1. Everything switches. Everything switches, bro.
I
Everything.
couldn't believe it, bro.
Literally,
I
everything
couldn't
switches.
believe it.
They get 1, everything switches. Venice 2-2, and we're like, oh boy, here we go again. And then Leon get the red cards. We're like, okay, cool. United, it's time to take the initiative. We're going into extra time, but you know, like this is the time to go on and win it. And then, boom, Shirky goal, penalty to Leon, Lacazette goal, and all of a sudden, bro, we're there and we're looking at it, and there's like what 7 minutes left, and we're 4-2 down. And bro, we were just looking at it and thinking, how on earth have we got in this position? Like, it's crazy. Our season is over. And I was just thinking, this is gonna get dark, man. It's gonna get dark for Amarim. It's gonna get dark for us as a club. Everything is gonna get so dark. Like, do you get me? If we not just lose him, but how we would have lost. And then boom, like, yeah, Old Trafford happened, where literally, yeah, we get the pen. And it was funny as well because obviously that was my end. And Casemiro said he gets hit. And I saw like some of the Leon players trying to get him up. He said, I'm not getting up, bro. As he said, by force, they're checking this on the VAR. He said, by force. You want to just move on.
Hey,
said,
man. I've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Nothing to lose.
He said, they're checking it.
They'll have to pull me off this pitch. I hear it.
Screaming.
Hey, I hear it.
Screaming. He said they're checking it, and then obviously we get the pen, and then yeah, and Bruno obviously makes it 4-3 on the night, and we're like, all right, cool, like come on United, the crowd is roaring, and then yeah, these next few minutes, again, this is the best game. I've gone to so many games at Old Trafford. Best game I've ever gone to. Like, bruv, it was crazy. Like, obviously, I've seen things like I think the crazy moments that I've seen with United. A lot of them have been on TV, but like I've had wicked moments at Old Trafford as well, where I've seen like great moments. I've seen late winners, but nothing like this. Not 4-2 down.
Yeah,
3 goals.
The way they are.
Yeah, the stakes. Yeah, bro, crazy. Like, obviously, Kobe, like, brilliant, man. Like, obviously, this guy,
that goal was beautiful.
He's a big game player. Like, he's a clutch moment player. Like, I think I was even saying to you, like, I remember going on like a rant about how Kobe, he showed up and like the big moments, FA Cup final against Liverpool, last minute against Wolves. Add this one as well. This one's added to the catalogue. But yeah, brilliant finish. And yeah, like again, I think Amarim even said that, yeah, like he put Kobe on. Obviously, we didn't have a striker, but he was just like, Kobe's very good in tight spaces. And yeah, he showed exactly why. Boom, and then the finish. And literally, yeah, when that Kobe goal went in, scenes like absolute bedlam. And it's funny because Kobe gets the goal in the 120th minute, and we're still all celebrating, like just trying to, like, you know, when it's like you check yourself, like you've been shot, and you're like, I'm not dead. Like, that's what it was. You know, you've been shot, like and you've been shot that shot, and you're thinking, oh yeah, it's over, it's the pearly gates, and then you're like, I'm not dead.
I hear it.
Before you know it, Maguire rises up, Sir Harry and gets the winner. And literally, bruv, yeah, I have never seen scenes like it in my life.
Yeah, I can
Like,
imagine the limbs.
I've never seen limbs like it. I've never seen scenes like it ever in my life. When you see grown men picking each other up, like, do you get me? Strangers hugging each other, like, do you get it? Like, it was absolute bedlam. And you know, obviously, a lot of people can say, "Oh, United have fallen off." Oh, yeah, this we have fallen off. We know this. Like, what, bro?
That's not what we're talking about here.
Yeah, like, you get me, fam. But we're in the situation that we're in, and fam, that moment was extremely important for our season.
Yeah.
Like, of course, we should have been in that situation in the first place, but we were. Like, and the fact that we were able to get out of it was, it was crazy. And the way we got out of it, it was brilliant. So yeah, like, just that moment was like, yeah, crazy. Like, I won't forget it. But as I was saying to you, it's similar to, like, I remember when we got the 4-3 win over Liverpool in the FA Cup last season, and Ahmad got the last minute winner, and yeah, like, at Old Trafford. But that moment was brilliant. But then what made that moment even sweeter was that we actually went on to win the FA Cup. So now when we look back at it, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, that moment just wasn't for nothing. And I think that's kind of how it is here, where it's just like, that moment was brilliant for itself, and the moment is the moment, and that's great. And I think it's kind of similar with, like, for example, your game, like when you're talking about your game in Real Madrid, that moment was the moment and it's brilliant, and Arsenal fans would be able to appreciate that moment. But that moment is going to be so much more sweeter if Arsenal win the Champions League. Now that moment becomes legendary. Like, do you get it? So it's like, and I think, yeah, that's kind of like, when looking at that game, it's like, cool, we've been able to get out of it somehow. Like, yeah, United, like, honestly, like, honestly, sometimes I understand why teams hate us, because, bruv, what even is that? Like, do you get me? Like, what even is that? I was even looking at it. I was in the crowd. I was just like, bro, this team.
Yeah.
Like, this team.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
what's crazy though, like, once it went 4-3, I was like, United are gonna come back there. Like, you could just feel it. United are gonna.
When we got the first, when we got the like, literally, when we made it 4-3, when we got the penalty, it was like, guys, come on, like, do you get me? And then it was like, I think it was literally just, they just Leon, and I think that's, again, it's one of those things where it's just like, if that's away, that don't happen.
Oh yeah,
like, that's like, that's Old Trafford tax. Like, it's Old Trafford tax. That's what that was. So yeah, but then obviously, great moment. Like I said, you guys will be able to see it in the vlog, shouting, whatever. But then after a few days, reality hit and said, "Yikes, we've got Bilbao."
Yeah, they're a very good team.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
Oh gosh, and I remember even in the vlog, I was saying that, I was like, you know what? Today's not about that. I'm not gonna think about the seat. I just want to think about this moment, and I'm gonna do the analysis afterwards. Well, now it's afterwards. So the analysis is that we've been awful this season, like, absolutely woeful. And I think in Europe somehow we've not lost a match. And I think, yeah, like, we've been able to just, like, survive, and we've been able to just keep going. And this game against Bilbao is absolutely massive, because I think, again, this United finishing wherever they're going to finish, because it will be bottom half, wherever that is unacceptable, regardless of what happens. Like, regardless of what happens from here is unacceptable. Like, but it's unfathomable for that to happen. And we also don't win this. Like, if we win the Europa League and we get Champions League football, we won a European trophy, the league is still unacceptable. But it's like, alright, cool, you know what? We've somehow been able to.
Question.
Go on.
Right now, would you take Arsenal United Super Cup? Would you take it? So Arsenal win champs, you guys win Europa. That's the deal. Or we both don't win. You take it?
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
United win Europa League. Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
Like, nah, man. Fam, you gotta take care of home. Like, you get me? Like, bro.
Considering the hate for Arsenal was
Nah,
stronger.
man. Yeah, nah, man. Yeah,
Okay.
fam. If
Okay.
Arsenal win the Champions League, don't get me wrong, I don't want to see it happen. But if
Okay.
you win it, it's because you deserve to win it, and that's you
Okay.
guys. Like you've done what you've done. United need to win this Europa League,
Okay.
regardless of what happens on that side.
Fair enough.
We need to win this Europa League. Like, yeah. So it's like obviously it would be great if we win the Europa League, and I'm sure you'll say the same. It would be great if we win the Europa League and Arsenal don't win the Champions League. The same way I think a lot of Arsenal fans would be happy if like Arsenal won the Champions League and Tottenham gets knocked out by Bodo Glimt and United get knocked out by Bilbao. Like that would be perfect for you guys. Do you get me?
It's
Like,
true,
yeah.
it's true.
Whereas Tottenham fans, they're hoping that they win the Europa League and Arsenal get knocked out by PSG. And United fans, we're hoping we win the Europa League. And you guys, my perfect end to the season right now would be United win the Europa League, Arsenal get knocked out by PSG, and City lose to Palace in the FA Cup final. That's what that would be like. All right, cool. My nightmare is Liverpool win the league and draw level with us on 20, which they've done. Arsenal win their first Champions League ever. City win the FA Cup and make top 5 as well. And United don't win the Europa League and finish 17th.
Okay,
like,
that's fair. With
that's
the Spurs' success factor in there, or would you be happy with Spurs?
I don't really care about Spurs. Yeah, like, I don't care. Honestly, I don't. I only care about Spurs if we face them in the final. But if Spurs, whatever Spurs do, like, bro, I said United have got too many ops for me to care about Spurs. Like, we're not beef. We're like, that's why sometimes when we have certain teams and they're trying to beef United, I'm just like, bro, do you know how much beef I've got? Like, do you get me? It's like, bro, that's why it was like Chelsea is like, yeah, of course we've had the rivalry in the sense of we were both competing for things. We met at a Champions League final, Mourinho, Ferguson. But as regards to like any sort of deep hatred, bro, I don't have nothing for Chelsea. Like if Chelsea won the league, I'm not losing no sleep. When Chelsea beat City in the Champions League final, I was delighted. Like, get me? When Havertz scored that goal, I was delighted. Like, I don't have no beef with Chelsea. I don't have no beef with Spurs. That's Arsenal beef. Like, do you get me?
Cool,
That's Arsenal beef. My problems are City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leeds. Do you get me? I forgot to even mention, bro. These Leeds, man, have even got promoted to the Premier League. So it would be Leeds promoted to the Premier League. So they've had their success. Arsenal in the Champions League, they've had their success. Liverpool draw level with us at 20, they've had their success. And City, even in this rubbish season they've still won the FA Cup and get top 5, and they've had their bit of success. Whilst United finished 17th, bro. That's literally if you can paint a nightmare. If you can paint a nightmare, that would be it. To get me. So from here, hey man, I need United just to do what we need to do. And of course, I'm hoping for failure for all of my ops. But yeah, when it comes to like, oh, would you rather United and Arsenal both not win nothing? Called nah, bro. You lot with the Champions League, you deserve to win the Champions League. We need this Europa. The knock-on effect is too drastic. Like, do you get me?
And also, I guess the other side too. That's why I also don't want you to win it because of how good it will be for you guys to get the Champions League. What it means for Amarin is massive. What it does for our transfer window, our revenue, attracting players, morale, even for Amarim to be able to get a European trophy, solidify Champions League football, like even that, what that just does for him personally. And even because of course managers, a lot of them, they're going to be confident. The reason why they've got to this position in the first place is because they believe in themselves. But Amarim, I'm sure he knows Manchester United is a completely different kettle of fish in comparison to Sporting Lisbon. And I think he's seen how brutal it is. And I think even what that would do for his confidence, like winning the Europa League, like massive. So yeah, this is so important. Like, it's super important. If we don't win it, then yeah, like this, well, yeah, like it's like, I feel like with you lot, your thing is like, I really want to win the Champions League. I think your attitude is, I really want to win the Champions League. I think we can win the Champions League, but I'm too scared to like I don't want to jinx it, or I don't want to like be heartbroken. Whereas I think with United fans, it's like
there's no even space for that. It's like you have to, you have to. Do you get me? Like, and if we don't, the season has already been bad, and it's just going to be even worse. But it's just like that's what it is with the Europa League. Like, it's just that you have to. Like, whether we will is a completely different story.
Boy, Bilbao.
That's a completely different story because Bilbao, let's get it right. Bilbao are better than us. Like, Manchester United are the underdogs in this tie. Like, Bilbao are a better team than Manchester United. That's very clear. If you look at it through the season, if you look at it, their league form, if you look at their performances, Bilbao are better than us. Plus, they are hosting the final.
Yeah.
So there's an extra incentive. They're going to be playing a home game in the final if they get there. So they're absolutely desperate.
I'm sure even Spurs need you to get through this round. Like, on the other side, they need you to get through. Like,
rather than
Bilbao.
It'll be interesting to see, because again, with me, like I just need United to win it. I don't really care about if United don't win it and Spurs win it. It's like, I don't care. Like, I would care if we're beaten in the final by Spurs, but I would care if we're beaten in the final by anyone. Like, do you get me? Whereas, I don't know if maybe for some Spurs fans, if it will hurt more if they lose to us as opposed to Bilbao, or whether they would rather face Bilbao. I'm not exactly sure. I would have to ask.
I feel like they'll be confident against you guys because they've done well against you guys so far this season.
You know what's so funny, and obviously football, anything can happen, but even though Spurs have beat us, 3 times this season, if we face Spurs in the European final, bro, man, I just can't see us not winning it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm just not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That's just me. They definitely can. Like, this is not because United have been better than Spurs or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's just one of them ones where it's like history is history, heritage is heritage until proven otherwise. I feel like that's the thing. So it's like, I've seen United not be good and be able to just dig something out. Like, do you get me? Like, I've been able to see United when things have not been looking great. Like, we're still able to pull a trophy. We're still able to beat City in the final. We're still able to get over the line. Whereas, literally, I've just seen Spurs just not do that. So it's just like, but that's not to say, again, Arsenal faced Real Madrid. One team's won it 15 times. The other team's never won it. And you smashed them, like, and his history and heritage didn't hold up there. Like, do you get me? So I'm not saying that it can't happen, but if Spurs and United were in the Europa League final, if you ask me who do I genuinely like, this is not who I genuinely think would win, I would say United. Like, that's just me being honest. Like, with this Bilbao one, it's hope. Like,
damn,
it's hope.
Damn.
It's hope. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, man, I think it's gonna be a very, very tough game for you. I think if you guys get past Bilbao, I also think you will win it probably, because I feel like the winner of this game is probably the favorite in my eyes, and I feel like Bilbao, I think they're defensively good and going forward as well, man. Like fullback wise, I feel like they can really hurt you guys. So I feel like. And the rest of the season. I saw that. So it's what is it gonna be? It'll have to probably be Mazraoui that'll play. That'll play there. I think we'll put Maz there. You'll put Maz there. So I feel like just looking so far this season, you would say that Bilbao definitely would be the favorites. But again, man, United, you guys have shown that you guys, you don't go down easy. You're gonna go down fighting. So, and also too, I don't know if you can give me a very, very quick update too. I didn't actually catch the Bournemouth match this weekend. Was Bournemouth you guys played in it? So was there any kind of lessons or what was your
Sorry, let's even talk about the United. I forgot to even mention that United in the Prem has just been, bro. This is what I mean, bro. This is why we have to win this, bro. Bro, you know what it is? It was like in the Bournemouth game, I feel like Bournemouth have been a better team than us this season. There were some like big decisions. So obviously, I forgot the name of the player, but like he put in a really bad tackle, which could have been a red card. Then they gave him a yellow, and then obviously later on, Ivan Nilsson got the red, which I
Yep.
felt was harsh because I do feel like he was slipping. So it
Mm.
was just like, yeah. But I do think the first one could have been a red.
Mm.
So like swings and roundabouts. But yeah, like obviously, um, yeah, bro. Honestly speaking, man, like nothing inspiring. Like I think we know. Like I remember there was a good chance for Garnacho. Bruno put a really good ball over the top.
Yep.
Garnacho tried to lob the keeper. He weren't able to. And I think we already know that our attack needs like some real reinforcements. And yeah, man, I think like a lot of people by now they've seen the reports about us and Cunha, and yeah, man, we need that. we need that. Like yeah, like someone like a Cunha, like yeah, that's defo got my cosign. I think Manchester United, we've not had a great history of transfers, and I hope that Cunha doesn't come to United and we ruin him.
Mm.
But yeah, but honestly, when I look at it from a player profile standpoint, like extremely technically capable,
Yep.
like great ball striker, outside the box, inside the box, like can pass, can ball carry, like can create. He's a maverick. Yeah, man. Like, and he also like suits this system to a T because obviously like he's used to playing in that type of system for Wolves. So yeah, in that left 10 role, again, I think we need players of quality. We need players who are technically capable, but I think also we need players who can just do something like out of
Mm.
nowhere as well. And I think he's someone capable of doing that. And also he can finish.
Yeah, you
And
can.
he really need that. Yeah, man. Because United, like I told you, a lot of the time, like um it's when like Bruno goes through where I have like some confidence that okay, he can dispatch, but pretty much everybody else, I'm like,
Yeah.
boy,
I was gonna say that. Like I feel like I watch United, I'm just like, I don't believe this guy's gonna score.
yeah,
But
bro,
you don't
yeah,
believe.
literally, like
Until proven
literally,
otherwise, you don't believe.
literally. So yeah, man. Honestly, we really need to make some attacking reinforcements. Like I think it's super important.
Mm.
So yeah, we'll see what happens further. That I know we've been linked with the lap as well. Um,
Yeah, it's gonna be a hot
this
race for him.
one
Yeah.
and this one's causing a lot of debate amongst the Manchester United fan base because
Okay.
some people are really in, like some people are really for it and other people aren't. Like, yeah, because I think some people they're looking at it from the viewpoint where they're thinking Manchester United need the experienced striker who can come in
Mm.
and like automatically get goals. Someone like a Osimhen,
Mm.
but obviously, yeah, I think when you're looking at the wages, I don't think the fees the big thing. I think for Osimhen is the wages. I think is
Mm.
what he potentially wants. I think he, from reports, it looks like he wants upwards of 300k, which is like, yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a
So
lot of money.
I think, yeah, and then obviously the lap is going to be nowhere near that. You're looking at 30 million because of the relegation clause. So
Mm.
if you are able, and I said it before, I do really rate the lap. I think the lap's a really
Yeah,
good
man.
player.
Yeah.
Um,
What he's done in a relegated team, yeah, yeah, you have to give him so much credit for that, man. Or a young player as well. He's had a great season, so yeah, no,
yeah,
I hear it, man. Again, but I think this is where sometimes too, you just fans don't listen to fans, man, because the same fans have been very happy with a lot of these big name signings over the years. Have it's been turned out that yeah, those signings weren't the right signings for United, and I think I keep harping back to it when I look at where Arsenal were like a few years ago to now the Arsenal of today. I think what has
mhm,
got to this position, even though we haven't won nothing, it has been those smart signings, those
mm,
30, 40, 50 less £1 million players and below. Understand? Like it
mm,
doesn't need to always be a superstar Arsenal. I don't think that's really what you guys necessarily need right now. I think you need
mm,
good players in multiple positions. Like
mhm.
if there was a blank check and you could buy everyone that you
And we,
needed, then yeah, then maybe we can say Arsenal, but that's not the case. So yeah, I
you
think we
know
have
what
to
it
be
is.
realistic.
I think I again, I rate the lap. I think I understand it from the point of view where it's like I think a lot of Man United fans were currently looking at our squad, and I think a lot of us think that the striker position is
Mm,
probably like one of our biggest concerns. And I think like a lot of people are looking at it and thinking, you know what, that's not the position as to which we want to gamble on. So like, yeah, I think they're looking at it and thinking, yeah, we would rather have like a Osimhen.
mm,
But like I said, even someone like a Osimhen, again, like it's the striker market is very competitive right now. Like you're looking for a striker, Chelsea are looking for a striker, Liverpool are looking for a striker,
Mm.
we're looking for a striker. Like so, it's not going to be easy. I personally think that I think we are going to get. I think we'll probably get Cunha and Delap, and then I think a lot of the rest of our transfer plans are dependent on. I think from what I've read, I think Cunha and Delap were trying to get that done early. So it's like, yeah, even from like what Fabrizio Romano was saying regarding Cunha, they're like, yeah, this he was saying it's not a this isn't a July August thing. It's like they're trying to wrap this one up quick. Like, yeah, like pay the release
Mm.
clause. I think they potentially might pay in installments, get it done, and then I think Delap they're gonna also try to get that done quick. Then I think what else we do, a lot of it is going to be dependent on outgoings, whether we do win the Europa League and get Champions League football, and just like market opportunities that arise as and when. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. But again, like I said, I rate Delap. I think he's a really good player. He works really hard. I think he's got like really good ball striking ability. When I've seen him for Ipswich as well, like he looks technically sound and his whole play looks good as well. Looks like he
Yeah.
can link up. And so yeah, like he's not small as well. And like he's like 6 foot. Like so
Yeah. I
yeah,
also feel like you need to also think about chemistry as well with players. Like I feel like
yeah.
the Lap and Cunha are probably a better, or maybe not better, but better is not the right word. But I think I can see that working more than I can see Osimhen and Cunha, because I feel like both players are shoot first attack. Like Cunha is not really also trying to be laying it off to Osimhen to get the goals. They're both trying to get the goals. Whereas I think with the Lap, he might be a bit more like cool, like maybe the issue he might they might defer to each other a bit more than I feel like Osimhen and Cunha would, is my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Cunha, he's definitely got like really good passing ability. Like even on the weekend against Leicester, I don't know if you saw any of the goals
No,
from
I
that
didn't.
match, but yeah, like yeah, literally brilliant pass for Strand Larsen, for him to get his goal. And yeah, like he's definitely someone that like just can open teams up, create opportunities for his teammates. But yeah, I think you're looking at the style and you want synergy. And yeah, I think we definitely need goals from multiple places. So I think, yeah, it's a big summer for us. Absolutely big summer.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about a lot of that stuff later. I think, yeah, from a Premier League perspective, bro, it's just been underwhelming, honestly. Like it's just, yeah, man. And it's just, yeah, bro. Honestly, I'm just happy again. I'm just happy that at least we've still got some games that mean something. Because like if we were out of the Europa League, literally the league would just be, bro. Oh my gosh, man. Like, yeah,
Punishment.
man.
Yeah,
So
I hear that.
yeah, absolutely massive game. Yeah, that first leg again. I'm happy second leg is at Old Trafford, but we need to make sure that we're in the tie by the time we get back to Old Trafford. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
if we could
yeah,
get a draw, yeah, I would be
yeah.
happy. Like,
Yeah,
I would
if
be
Atletico
happy.
are smart, they need to make sure they put some daylight between you guys before they come back
Yeah,
to
man.
Old
Like,
Trafford.
yeah,
But
because I feel like OT, like if we can get a draw and bring it back to OT, then anything can happen at OT. So it's like even if like we're not the better team, like we're capable of pulling something out the bag. But yeah, man, it's just massive. And I think again, like I said, for Amarim, like yeah, because I think even regardless, even if he does win the Europa League, I think start of next season he's gonna be under some pressure. um, I just think the pressure isn't as much if he wins the Europa League. If he doesn't
mm,
win the Europa League, the pressure is drastic. Like
mm,
he can't afford to have like a bad few months at the start. Like otherwise he can be in real trouble. Like
mm,
yeah, so but I think yeah, winning the Europa League definitely alleviates some pressure, and then it also potentially allows us to have a better transfer window, like and yeah, revenue, all of these different things. Like hopefully, the knock-on effect can be good for us, and somehow Man United would have been able to have won 3 trophies in 3 seasons, which is crazy when you think about it because boy, it's not been good at all. So yeah, massive game, man. Like I said, yeah, we just fam. somehow. That's why it's like even Hoyland, he got his goal. A lot of people were like criticizing him because he made the post of like, like I know it was just a draw, but I needed that. And people are like, bro, come on, man, read the room and etc. But honestly, you know what? With Hoyland, fam,
Yeah, you
like
need him.
in these game again, he's the
Yeah,
only striker we've got. We can't even
yeah.
select Chido for the Europa League. Like,
Oh yeah,
we can't select him. Yeah, he's not registered.
oh.
So Hoyland is bro. So whatever confidence you need, bro. If you could give me something, if you could give me
I
something,
hear it. I
bro.
hear it.
Hey
I
man,
hear it.
bro,
I
I'll
hear
be
it.
at Old Trafford
Is it praying on a
cheering
miracle?
you on, cheering. I'll be cheering you on, bro, because we
Yeah.
need something. Like that's why it's like right now, bro. Honestly, we know what we think of like the team. We know where we need to improve, but right now we've got what we've got, and we're in the situation where we're in. So
I
it's
hear
like
it.
right now,
I
it's
hear
just
it.
the thing where, like, from my perspective as a Manchester United supporter, just get behind the team and just pray and hope, like literally. So it's that's what it is, and just hope that we can somehow win this trophy. Because boy, if we don't, it's dark. Like I said, man, extremely dark. But yeah, bro. Any final words on United?
Nah. It should be a good game, man. Like it should be a good week of European football. So now I'm looking forward to catching up again at the next stream.
Yeah, man. So yeah, bro. Moving on. Obviously, there was Premier League action this weekend, but also there was FA Cup action this weekend. And yeah, man, some big games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched both games. So yeah, I'll start off with the Villa Palace game because that was first. And I want to start off by saying, like, yeah, massive credit to Palace because they were brilliant. Like
They were
they were absolutely brilliant. Not just even the team, but the fans, like their tifo, the atmosphere, like like everything looked incredible. Like I know people that went to the game and they said the Palace fans, it was mad. Like, do you get me? Villa fans were saying that. They were saying, they were saying the Palace fans outdone them. So yeah, they really done their thing. And I think Glasner, again, he's someone who, like, he's had experience, he's won the Europa League, he's come to Palace, and yeah, man, like, whilst I think in the first half and the start of the season they weren't great, they've been able to pick things up, and yeah, that was a brilliant performance, absolutely brilliant performance. And of course, like in the final, I'm gonna be rooting for Palace to get the win, but just even the fact that they've never even won a major trophy in their history, like in the
crazy.
history of their club, is crazy.
Yeah.
So
That
how
shocks me.
much, you know how much this means to them, man. Like you know how much it means to them. And yeah, I think Eze, obviously he broke the deadlock. Like really good finish. I do think Martinez, his positioning was off there. Like I think he probably should have been positioned better, but I won't take anything away from Eze as regards to the strike.
It was a
And
banger.
yeah,
Yeah.
man, I think again he's someone who's a really good player and he's able to produce moments. And then Mateta, obviously he has the penalty miss, but I want to speak about him quickly because I think he still had a very good game.
He did.
And even when I look at him, like I just look at the turnaround of his career at Palace, and yeah, man, honestly, like it's been crazy
Yeah, bro, it's nice to
because
see, man, because
yeah,
some fans can be brutal, man. I told you,
yeah,
him, another player I always think about in this is Beto as well. They were
mm,
rubbishing him at Everton, and look at his
mm.
season now as well. So now sometimes you just need to give these lots some confidence. And yeah, man, there's some good
And
players in there.
the great thing about Mateta as well is that it's not like a one season thing as well. Like he's actually been able to, like, off the back of last season, he's been able to go again. So it's just like,
You know
yeah,
what's
it's
so
just
crazy about it as well? Because I remember watching him, and I was, even I was thinking maybe you're just not Premier League. Whatever. You know, it's like maybe you're just not. It's like it's not a massive. It's not criticism. Now Premier League is a top league. Maybe you're just not Premier League. But yeah, he's shown that he definitely is, man.
yeah,
Like
man.
fair
He
play
can
to him.
finish as well. Even taking it back
Yeah,
to the game against you lot. Like obviously Saliba made a mistake, but that finish, damn man.
My heart.
Damn, yeah,
My heart.
that finish was
Oh, I was
nasty.
so sad. Yeah,
That was a
it
nasty
was.
finish. And it's funny as well because he's really got the Palace fans on sign. I think I saw something of like a few years ago where he was like, guys, I've got a request. When I kick the corner flag, can you guys say boom? And people
Oh
were laughing
man.
at him. But bro, now is a thing, bro. Like, you get me? Like, it's a thing, bro. That corner flag is gonna get battered and the Palace fans are gonna say boom. Like, you get
Fair
me?
play,
Like,
fair
bro,
play.
he's doing his thing. Like, honestly. So even with the penalty miss, I think he was brilliant. I remember there was one phase of play where, yeah, he just went on a run, like he just
Well,
had
when he went
man, like
down the wing and then crossed it.
yeah, for Saar, yeah, like just had man, like yeah, man,
Mhm.
but like yeah, like he's a really good Premier League striker. Like, do you get me? Like, yeah, bro. Like, fam, if he was to come to United, he's
Oh yeah,
fam,
he's
he's
bro.
starting.
He's
Like, you get me?
parking.
He's
What's his
starting.
name? Hoyland.
He's starting.
He's
So
parking him. Yeah,
yeah, man. And then I think Saar as well. Saar was brilliant.
he
Like
was.
I think, yeah, man. Like he's just honestly for FPL, he's not done it for me, but FA Cup, he's come through. Like, do you get me? When he was doing it in the league, like I didn't have him, and then when I bought him, he started to stop scoring in the system. But yeah,
These players,
nah,
man.
he had a really, really good performance. Like I think, yeah, like his first goal again, picked it up, drilled it, bottom corner, like brilliant finish. And then yeah, the second one as well, like just to wrap things up, like brilliant performance. And yeah, I think all across the Palace team, like I think you can look at the fullbacks. I was saying, like, I really like how like even Munoz, like I love how attacking he is. Like literally, when I look at wing back systems, I'm like, bro, this is what I want to see, man. Like, do you get me? Like,
Yeah,
sometimes you look how high up the pitch he is, and then how quickly he goes, he drops back when he needs to. And Glasner, he's
yeah,
got that like system well drilled. Like, if you look at the 2 10s with Eze and Saar and then Mateta, they've got like a triangle forming. Everyone knows their responsibilities. And
bro.
bro, the player I really want to speak about because I was setting this up is Adam Wharton, bro. This guy, bro, baller. And I think his profile for an English player is so unique.
It's
Like
beautiful, man.
this
It's
deep
beautiful, bro.
lying
It's beautiful.
playmaker,
It's
pass
beautiful.
between the
It's
lines.
beautiful.
Like honestly,
It's
like he
beautiful.
literally that type of profile. I've not seen that type of profile at Man United since Carrick. Like Carrick was brilliant at that. Like yeah, like just let him like dictate play from deep, pass between the
It's
lines.
so
Like,
dangerous as well.
yeah,
It's so dangerous because what to stop him, you have to then press and be overly
yeah,
aggressive.
man.
So like, and
Yeah,
he's an amazing
really
footballer,
good,
man. Yeah,
really, really
amazing,
good. Like I
amazing.
would
Yeah, he was
honestly,
cutting
like,
through them.
I would love him at United because I
Yeah,
feel like that type of profile we need. I think that's why a lot of the time, like Amrim has been trying to play Bruno deeper because like he wants
yup.
someone that can pass between the lines like that. So yeah, like Agate, he's more of a destroyer.
Yup.
And yeah, he doesn't have the technical capabilities to be doing that. But Wharton, yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I
like,
think that's
great.
only something I'm starting to realize more and more now with football. Is that yeah, that those players that can dictate and set the tempo of the match of the passing, because like these men are not just passing side to side for no reason. Like he's like every pass and the speed of every pass is intentional.
Yeah,
Like
man.
it's those players are
Yeah,
they're so important for these type of systems.
and his
So no,
anticipation as well, because for even like the second goal, SARS goal, like the way he was able to step out, like intercept play, lay it off, and then SAR boom goal. I'm like, yeah, really intelligent footballer. I think he just really needs to stay fit. I think that's the big thing. Like he just needs to stay fit,
yeah, and
man.
I think
He gets
he's still
injured.
young as well, isn't it? So I
Yeah,
think he's
he
still quite
is.
light. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just hope because like yeah, he's been getting injured way too much. Like his injury history is not good, so he just needs to stay fit. But great player, man, like really great player. And like I said, Glasner, like brilliant. Villa on the other hand, boy,
boy, boy.
bro,
Hey man.
what a underwhelming performance. And
Hey man.
again, I think
I'm not gonna
I've
speak.
given
If I
I've
speak, I'll be in
given
trouble.
I've given Emery his credit, but also I think, yeah, man, like I think there's been multiple times as of recent where I think he's just got things wrong. Like I think even in that PSG game, I saw him make that Disasi substitution
Bro,
at right
even
back.
Rashford
Bro,
taking him off when the
don't
guy's
do
when
that.
he's in flow
And
state.
then
Why are you taking him off?
and then I saw against City, he does the same thing with the Disasi right back, and then Doku cooks him, and then they go to get the winner. And I'm just like, bro. And then I think also he's got this thing as well that at Villa Park, again,
Yeah.
it's really interesting the psychology of playing at home.
Yeah.
Like, I spoke about, like, I'm happy the second leg's at Old Trafford. And it's just like I think it's just really interesting what the psychology of playing at home does. Because when Villa play at home, they tend to just be so much more attacking, so much more progressive. When they're away from home, they're so much more conservative.
Major.
And I think it's a combination of Emery sets them up like that away from home, and like he's not as adventurous as perhaps he should be. But also when you're at home, there's certain things that the fans don't allow. Like, do you get me? Like, you might have been given instructions by the manager to say, all right, cool, play like this, play like that. But you see, after like too many sideways passes and the crowd starts booing and getting frustrated, before you know it, bro, you're trying to thread it between the lines. Like, do you get me? Because the crowd are like, bro, what is this? Like, do you get me? Whereas I think away from home is much more easier to get away with that. Like, do you get me? You don't have that same pressure. And yeah, I think Emery, he's got like just a lot of small details, the fine details. He's got them wrong. And I think he's not done himself any favors as regards to like this reputation of like, oh, sometimes when it does get to like the bigger moments, like sometimes again, like he can overly tinker, or like he can like just switch things up to his team's detriment. And yeah, I think that was like, again, it's not, Palace are a good team. They put in a really good display. So it's not necessarily just getting knocked out, it's how they got knocked out. Like, they got moved to. Like, and Palace always move to them as well. Glasner has Emery's number. Like, yeah,
hey, man.
I think
Listen,
if you look at
but this is why I say, bro,
16-4.
But bro, this is why I say Emery has Arteta's number. Glasner has Emery's number.
Yeah,
when you're the team that's trying to now break down the team that knows how to be compact and knows how to break on you in a dangerous way, it's a different beast, bro. Like, it's a different thing now. It's like, even like Forest, we can get to them like as well. Like, it's like when we look into the future of like their development, when you go from the team to that, everyone understands that you're going to counterattack, and you're the team that everyone says you now need to break teams down because you're meant to be that caliber of team that's doing this. It's a different, we're asking different questions from these teams. So again, we'll see how they can develop. I just want to quickly say that as well, because it's true. Glasner, Emery doesn't know how to deal with that. He doesn't know how to deal with that problem. Doesn't know how to deal with it.
Glasner has his number.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's really interesting as regards to this whole Watkins Rashford situation.
I don't understand.
Well,
I don't get
it. It's really interesting because obviously I think Watkins was left out of obviously the starting lineup for both PSG games, which I can imagine. I think he vocalized this, but even before he vocalized it, like, that he's going to be extremely disappointed with that because obviously, like,
bro, he got you here.
For Villa getting into the Champions League. What was it? 19 goals and 13 assists in the Prem last season, I believe it was. So he's done all of that. And then obviously these are like the biggest games of the season and he's not starting. And yeah, obviously Emery has the right to choose the lineup that he thinks is going to be the most effective. And I think it's clear as well that he doesn't like the combination of Watkins and Rashford, because I know he never used to play Watkins and Duran together much, but they're both nines. Whereas Rashford's best position is off the left, but he just doesn't like but he just doesn't like playing him there, and he just doesn't like that combination of Rashford off the left and Watkins through the middle. Like, he doesn't, maybe he thinks it's too attacking, whatever the case may be. And then Rodgers has been moved as well. I think Rodgers as well, he needs to like some rest because he's been looking tired. I think I'm not a huge fan of him playing on the right as well. Like, I think I like Rodgers centrally. Like, I think that's where he's most dangerous, when he's occupying them central spaces. I think Maatsen, I've liked him when I've seen him, like, again, attacking fullback. He's quick, like, but again, like, I think maybe for Emery is too attacking, so he's been deciding not to play him. But like, I remember I remember I was speaking to I was having a conversation with my boy, and we were talking about the Newcastle Villa game. When Villa, and I said it to my boy. I was like, Villa are gonna beat Newcastle, and it's gonna be comfy as well. Like, do you get me? And he was like, "Nah, Newcastle. This is this." I said, Villa just beat PSG at home. Like, they took the game to them. The crowd were up for it, and then now they've got another big game at Villa Park. The crowd's gonna be crazy, whatever. And I feel like they're gonna attack the game. And boom, they did 4-1. Like, it could have been more. They were all over them.
Yeah.
Like, and because they've got the players to do it, like they've got the players to take the game to you. And I think that's what I was really disappointed with when they faced City. They were so passive, like, and I was just like, bro, why are you being this again? City, they're much better than how they've been at the start of the season. Like, they picked it up. But again, that City midfield can be got at. Like, do you get me? City have got their weaknesses. You've got the players to cause them damage. But yeah, I think it's one of them ones where it's like Emery, he's been managing 3 different competitions. He's been managing the Champions League. He's been managing the FA Cup. He's been managing the league. He's been trying to switch players around for different competitions. But I think, like, it's a combination of, like, he's mismanaged at points. And I think also, like, maybe a little bit of an element of running out of steam. But as regards to the squad, but yeah, I think Villa, they've got now 4 games, like, and I think from their perspective, they just need to do what they can do as regards to what they can control, just to make sure that this season just doesn't, like, just fade out. Because yeah, like, I think they've had some really high moments, and it's at risk of just fading out now. But yeah, I can't take anything away from Palace though, because yeah, like I said, I think Palace were absolutely brilliant. But,
yeah. But hey, bro. But again, I'm not gonna speak too much on it because, you know, we have this Emery conversation. You know, they like to gaslight us as Arsenal fans and say, "Oh, if you just kept him, maybe he would have won you the league and all this stuff." But I always keep going back to, I think he's a very good manager. I just don't think he's the elite of the elite type manager. I think that's just my opinion on Emery. It's not anything from him. And I think why I don't think he is that is because what I realized of him very early at Arsenal too is I think he's that manager that he's more scared. Like, he's more scared of taking the risk to try to win. Like, he'd rather be defensive and try to be. How am I trying to phrase this? Like, he'd rather be conservative and draw than take a risk and win. Like, I think that's just his mentality. Like, I think when it really matters and it's like, are you going to go out and try to do this? I think he's gonna let's try to be nice here. I think that's just what he is. So again, for Villa, and I think I think at Villa, I'm sure they're very happy with him as well. But I think at the elite, when it comes to when there's now a lot more expectations, when there's a lot more kind of at stake, when you make wrong decisions, it's not tenable. But yeah, at Villa, I think he's a good enough manager. Like, and I think he's done well there. But I just don't think he's an elite manager. It's my opinion.
I think my main thing when Arsenal fans brought up the whole Emery Arteta thing, I think my main thing was that there's no proof that if Emery had stayed, he would have been a massive success at Arsenal. I think it was just a thing of a lot of Arsenal fans. I think again there was a little bit of revisionism as regards to Arteta and his tenure. So things got to a certain place, and then it was like, oh yeah, look what Arteta's doing. But that took multiple years, which Emery didn't have. And also, you know what you were saying as regards to, like, even like the negativity and stuff. I think there was moments where Arteta was doing a similar thing, where it's like he looked like, that's why I gave him a lot of credit for the Real Madrid match, because like he actually attacked it and said, you know what, like, we're going for this. Because I think there's been several moments in the league, especially last season, where it looked like a thing of just like, you know what, we would rather just be more defensively solid, more controlled, and we're not going to take these certain attacking risks. And I think that stifled your attack. But I think a part of management is figuring things out, like, as you go on and etc. And yeah, like, Arteta might be able to figure things out and get the balance that's required. But yeah, I think that was just my thing with Emery. I think some fans were gaslighting Arsenal fans in a way, but I think also Arsenal fans, they were also like, again, right now we'll see what happens as regards to Arteta. But there was a moment where Arteta easily could have been sacked, and not many people could say, that's a crazy decision.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
do you
it's
get
true.
me?
It's true.
And I think people like forget that bit. Like, do you get me? So it's just like, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, facts.
moving on to the other game, Forest versus City, and yeah, man, Forest. I was rooting for you guys.
Hey,
I was
man.
rooting for you guys. I was cheering you on. I
Mm.
thought, you know what? You've had a great season. It may
Mm.
be time to win yourselves a trophy if possible. Again, I said it. Anyone but City, and I would have been happy for whoever to win.
Yeah.
I was like, but honestly, man, I think City, they got that early goal, which obviously is a kick in the teeth, and then in that second half, Forest, because to be fair on City, I think they actually started the game quite well. Like I think I think the early goal kind of just shocked Forest, and then I think
Mm.
again City looked like a team that had been here and they were passing the ball, and I think they were dictating a lot of the play. But Forest, yeah, second half, Elanga comes on, has that opportunity, misses. Morgan Gibbs White, like, yeah, man, I felt for him because he has that crazy volley which cannons off the woodwork, and then yeah, man, like he has the opportunity where he rounds the keeper, then tries to put it in off the post, like, and the ball just wasn't going in, like it just weren't going in for Forest. And obviously after the Elanga miss, Vardy was able to um get the header from the corner, make it 2-0. And
Mm.
yeah, man, I felt like it was just one of them ones where Forest easily could have got back into that game. And I think if they were able to convert one of the chances, then I think it would have been defo like a exciting finish. And like, yeah, they easily could have maybe got another, but yeah, man, it weren't to be. But yeah, I don't know what your thoughts were, bro.
Yeah, no, I think it's exactly that, man. I feel like City, for as bad the season that they've had, man, they can still leave it with an FA Cup. So fair play to them, they're able to get that over the line. But yeah, it was definitely, I think City looked better than they have recently. But again, with City as well, they still give up so many opportunities, and I feel like Forest only have themselves to blame too that they weren't able to get back into that game and turn it around. So yeah, I feel
Mhm,
like they're gonna be very disappointing because it was actually there for them. Like, but
mhm.
I guess through bad luck and through, I guess, bad finishing at times too, unfortunately, they weren't able to get over the line. And fair play, man. City move on. Palace are our last stand. Last
Come on,
stand.
come on, Palace, man. Hey, man. Hey, I know you guys can do it.
Nah,
Eze,
I think they have it in them, bro.
I
I
know
told
you
you,
guys can do it.
that 5-2. I remember I was about to message one of my boys. I was like, Palace are 3-0 up, and I paused. And then Eze
Mm,
was offside. I said, cool.
mm,
Next thing you know, 5-2. So, hey, man, football doesn't, the final score line doesn't always tell what actually happened in a
the
game.
story.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, man. So, yeah, we'll see what Palace can do in that final. Should be a good game.
right. Yeah, bro. Um, Talking about City and Forest, obviously they're two of the teams who
Mm,
are fighting for that top five,
mm,
which
mm,
obviously
mm.
I think the title's been decided, relegation has been decided. So, as regards to the league, this is the last narrative that's left, which is top five and those
Mm.
European spaces. So, I'm very quickly going to share my screen. Can you see that, bro?
Loading up, loading. Yep, I can see that.
All right. So, yeah, we've currently got the Premier League table. And
Mm,
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot now.
mm.
Who do you think are going to get those Champions League spaces? What teams are going to get the Champions League spaces? Obviously, we currently got Liverpool as champions in first. We've got
Mm.
Arsenal in second on 67 points. Newcastle are currently sitting in third with 62 points. Manchester City sitting in fourth with 61 points. And Chelsea are currently sitting in fifth with 60 points. Forest are in sixth with 60 points as well, but they've played a game less. They played Brentford on Thursday. So if they were to win that, then all of a
Mm.
sudden they will leapfrog Chelsea, City, and Newcastle to third. So yeah, and then of course you've also got Villa with 57 points in seventh, just
Mm.
behind with 34 games played. So yeah, bro, how do you think things will finish? What do you see for the end of the season?
Yeah, you know what? The first thing I have to say is that us, boy, we need to make sure we pick up at least a win or two, because
Got Southampton
when
last game, bro.
oh, okay, cool. That's very promising because that team was very disconcerting. But what's it called? Yeah, no. So yeah, I'll say yeah. Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle have hit form at a very good team, a very good time. I feel like they're looking like they're going to be it. City as well. Honestly, I feel like it's between Chelsea, Forest, and Villa. Realistically,
Mhm.
just because I think City have the know-how and they're gonna make sure they get over the line,
I
and
think
which is
City
very
have got good fixtures as well.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's another very good point. So yeah. That being said, I'm locking in City, and I feel like yeah, and I'm gonna lock in Newcastle. So I feel like Chelsea, Forest, and Villa are the three teams I think are fighting for that final spot, which is very
Mm.
disappointing. I feel like from Forest's point of view because I feel like where they were just a few game weeks ago when they looked a lot more comfortable in that Europe Champions League spot. It'll be very disappointing for them to miss out, but I'm hoping that they're at least able to at least pick up a European spot. Like if you ask me what I want, obviously what I want is Chelsea need to get out of here and needs to go to Forest or Villa. But if I feel like if I had to choose one team and I think it's actually gonna get that fifth spot, I think I'm gonna unfortunately have to go with Chelsea as much as I don't want to.
Is it?
Because I feel like oh, you know what? I say that, but then I'm watching their games too, and they're also terrible. I feel like Forest, it just feels like their form has also turned at the worst time as well. I feel like that's where, and then Villa, their form looks like it's turned as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chelsea. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm gonna go Chelsea. Unfortunately, just because I feel like they have that bit of quality as well in their team, even though they have been really poor recently as well. I feel like
Mhm.
Forest and Villa, unfortunately, their form seems to be going in the wrong direction at not the greatest time in the season. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the current top five. Is how I think is going to end. Let me know what do you think.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think Chelsea make it. I think Forest will
Okay,
be fine.
you think Forest will be
Yeah,
fine?
yeah.
Okay.
I actually think Forest will be fine.
Mm.
Um, I think Chelsea. Yeah, like
Yeah, they've
uh,
been shocking.
yeah. I just don't see it. I think their fixtures as well. They're not nice. Like they've got
Okay.
Forest away on the last day.
Uh,
That's one. I think they've still got to face Newcastle.
yeah.
Um,
They have
they've got
Liverpool. Yeah. Ooh.
Liverpool, who are in
Ooh.
party mode, but still is Liverpool. So it's
Mm,
like, yeah. So last games we're looking at Liverpool at home,
mm,
Newcastle away. They've got United, where I think, especially if we are able to qualify, we're going to be in the beach. So I don't think that's a thing for them. But yeah, like, and even if we've not qualified, then yeah, bro, we're not fighting for nothing in the league. Like, you get
yeah.
me? Like, they're going to be
Oh
desperate and
yeah.
they're at home. But then they got Forest away. I think they've got
Mm,
hard fixtures. I
okay.
don't see Chelsea
Yeah.
making it.
Your
I
Honor.
think.
Your Honor. I
Uh,
would like to
uh,
change my plea. I would like to change my plea because yeah, you made a very convincing point. I've looked at their fixtures and it's not looking good at all. At all.
uh,
So yeah, no, I hear it. What about Villas? What's Villas
Whereas
fixtures
I
looking
think
like?
Forest have
Mm,
currently got, so they've got Brentford at home, which that's a massive one.
mm,
Then they've got Palace away. Then they've got City, Leicester at home, which yeah, I believe they should win. West Ham
mm,
away, which they're capable of winning, and
mm,
Chelsea at home, which is a big one. Obviously, that could be a decider. But
mm,
yeah, like I would actually back Forest in that. I think, like, yeah, the crowd. If they go into that game needing
mm.
a result, like, yeah, man, that atmosphere
Yeah.
is gonna be crazy. Like, yeah, like at home
Mm,
final
mm,
day of
mm,
the season. So
mm,
I think Forest will be fine. There was a moment where I was worried for them,
mm,
but yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think Newcastle, looking at their fixtures,
mm,
um, they've got Brighton away, then
mm,
they've got Chelsea at home,
mm,
then they've got Arsenal away,
mm.
and then they've got Everton at home.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's quite tough for them as well.
yeah, they're not
Quite
easy
tough for them
fixtures
as well.
either. Like, they're not
Mm,
easy fixtures either. Like, yeah, because
mm,
Brighton away, they're not slouches. Like,
yeah.
yeah, they've not been in the greatest of form, but I think that win against West Ham, obviously, like, I think it should give them some confidence. Um, then Chelsea, yeah, that's gonna be a battle because they're both going for that top
Mm,
five.
mm,
So
mm,
that's gonna be a really intense clash. Then Arsenal is weird because You guys again, you might
Yeah,
just
we
be on the
could.
beach.
Yeah, we might be on the beach.
You might be on the beach. I don't know. I
Mm.
gotta see what happens with Europe there. Like, yeah, if you're not on the beach, then it could be interesting. And then Everton at home, I would back Newcastle to win that. So yeah, Villa.
Yeah, I have
Their
Villas in
next
front of me.
games
Okay,
are-
yeah.
yeah.
Go on.
So yeah, they've got Fulham
Tough
at
game.
home,
Yeah.
which that's tough. Yeah, that is tough. Then they've got Bournemouth away. Then they've got Spurs at home, and then they've got United away. Where again, like it's interesting as well, because if we were to get through to the Europa League final is on the Wednesday before the Sunday.
Yeah, you guys are
First
definitely
night.
gonna be on the beach.
Yeah, so it's just so like again, like interesting. So I think, and then City, I think City are locked. I agree with that. Like I can't see City not getting it. They've got Wolves at home, which credit to Wolves. Wolves have been in great form. They've won their last 6. Like
Man, I don't know the last 6, but yeah, I
if
know
you
they'll
look
be
at
in
the
good
table,
form. Damn.
if you look at the
Oh
table,
yeah,
there,
okay.
yeah, they've won their 6 in a row. And I was also going to say that about Villa. Villa, obviously, they got knocked out by PSG, and obviously they had the disappointing result against City and then the FA Cup. But in the league, before they lost to City, they won their last 5. They were actually in good form. Like because I think it was looking like I think their form actually brought them back into the conversation. So I think like things look a little bit, because there's not much games left, and obviously there's teams above them. It's going to be hard, but form wise, they've actually been in good form in the league.
Okay, yeah, no,
So,
they have been, yeah.
So but I think City, they've got Wolves, then they've got Southampton. It's just man.
They just had to get a goal against everyone. They just make sure they leave with 1 goal, and then they're on the beach.
Then they've got Bournemouth at home, and then they've got Fulham away. And it's interesting because obviously, again, normally the FA Cup finals at the end of the season, but this season the FA Cup final will be on the 17th of May. So like City should still have 2 fixtures after that.
Okay.
So it's kind of
either way. I think they win their next 2, and it's gonna be tough for anyone to catch them.
No. I think City are. City are fine anyway. I think it's more so going to be interesting, like as regards to, I forgot who was it that had Palace.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It was Forest. Forest that had Palace. Oh no, it's not. To be fair, I think there's still good room between that and the FA Cup final. So but the battle is going to be interesting. Me, if I was to pick now, I would say City, Newcastle, and Forest get in.
City, Newcastle, and Forest. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. To be fair, the Villa, you make a good shout for Villa too. You make a good shout for
Villa. I think Villa, for them to get in, I think they're gonna. They need to win. I think they may need to win all of their games.
Yeah, I think so. I
think they'll need.
I think it's because they're already out of it, so they need to get into it.
I think they'll need to win all of their games, and then obviously with Chelsea and Newcastle facing each other, Chelsea and Forest facing each other, like I think they would hope that like maybe some draws there would help them out, and somehow, like, I've not done the calculations as regards to points, but they'll just hope those results will fall in their favor where it can bring them back into it. So but interesting race, man. That's top 5. Obviously, we know it's confirmed that it will be top 5 this season. Man, that would be Champions League football. Then there can be a lot of teams in Europe, because obviously I think currently, if my understanding is correct, I think 6th and 7th would currently get Europa League.
Okay.
But if Palace were to win Europa League, then they would get. I mean, if Palace were to win the FA Cup, then they would get the Europa League. So 7th will fall into the Conference League. If Chelsea won the Conference League, then they go into the Europa League. So if they weren't able to get it via the league position, then they'll get it via the cups. Then obviously Arsenal, I think they're sorted in the league. But if you did lose all of your games, if you won the Champions League, then you're into the Champions League anyway, because if you win it, you qualify it for the next season. And then obviously we know the situation with the Europa League, where whoever wins, they get into the Champions League as well. So there's a lot of European football up for grabs. So it'll be
Mm.
interesting to see how things play out there. So yeah, man, that's that. And yeah, bro, I think the final thing that I wanted to talk about was Jamie Vardy.
Jamie,
He's announced that he's leaving Leicester after all of these
real
years.
geezer. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And yeah, I think we've spoken about him. We've spoken about Vardy before. I think we've
Mm.
given him a lot of credit. And yeah, I think it's just another opportunity to highlight like what a career he's had, what an icon he's been. Obviously, what he means to Leicester Football Club, but also bigger than that, what he means to the Premier League, because I think he's one of like the Premier League's great stories. If you
Mm.
see his come up from non-league and then obviously getting the move to Leicester, the promotion, surviving relegation,
Mm.
winning the Premier League, playing in the Champions League, the Golden Boots, going to the World Cup, winning the FA Cup, going down with Leicester again, winning the Championship, going back up with Leicester. And yeah, he's just had an absolutely crazy, crazy, crazy career. I think
Mm.
top 15 in all-time Premier League scorers. Like, yeah, crazy. Like, I think he's two away from getting 200 goals for Leicester.
Yup.
Like, he's just done that absolute madness. And I think, yeah, for Leicester as well, I think it would have meant so much for them that he stayed, because he could have went. I remember there was the time where he was even linked to Arsenal. And yeah, like obviously everybody else, Kante,
Mm.
Mahrez, like
Mm.
everybody else moved on. And I don't think Leicester fans begrudge them for that. I think they knew that, yeah, that was probably going to happen. But I think it just means more that Vardy decided to stay. And yeah, man, he's had an absolutely brilliant career. Like, bruv, the fact that he scored that many goals with Leicester is just
Bro,
crazy.
after
Like,
joining them at age
crazy.
25,
It's
like it's
crazy, bro.
crazy.
The first time he touched the Premier League was 27 years old, bro.
Crazy.
And he's in the top 15 scorers
Yeah, I
ever.
think only 7 players that have stayed in, like only 7 players have scored more goals for one club than he has in Premier League history.
That's crazy.
Like only 7 players. So yeah, nah. I think he has to go down as probably one of the greatest bargains of all time. What, 1 million
Oh,
pounds
yeah.
from Fleetwood to then get
Fleetwood,
Leicester
bro.
Premier League, get them into
Crazy.
the Champions League, win the FA
Crazy,
Cup. Like, yeah, the what he's
bro.
able. I think even just for like the dream that he's even given to the son, that mid 20-year-olds, that maybe everyone else is telling them your dream is dead, and they can at
Yeah.
least have a shining light that, bro, look what Vardy was able to do. Like, I think what that even does for like just people in general, you can't even put a number on. Understand
Mm-hmm.
what a belief in a dream like that. Understand
Mm-hmm.
being able to maintain it. Like, I don't think you can even put a number to it, man. And fair play, like you say, when we came in for him, now even me, like it was one of the few times when a player has like rejected to join Arsenal. But I was like, fair enough. Like, well, what can I say? Fair enough. Like, you want him at Premier League, you want to go down as a legend at the club. Like, I can't begrudge you for wanting to stay there. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and even when they needed him last year, went back to the championship, he did what he needed to, brought them straight back up. Unfortunately, this year, I think the lack of investment just caught up with them, and he's old, like he's 38 now. The guy
Yeah.
needs to rest. So I feel
Yeah.
like this season isn't even on him, as disappointing as it must be as a from a Leicester fan's perspective. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, like you say, 198 goals in what 496 games, like
Crazy.
ridiculous levels
100
of
and
like consistency. Like
143 goals in the Premier League. I think he's got
crazy.
143.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. And like you say, after the age of 27, I feel like I think I saw another thing that he's the number one player in terms of after the age of 30 for the number of goals in the Premier League, beating Ian
Mm,
Wright now. So like
yeah.
again, like he's just gonna go down in history, like in terms
And
of
I
these
was
numbers, what he's been able to achieve. Like,
what I was gonna say as well is that when you were even talking about like people looking up to Vardy and him being an inspiration, I was about to say that yeah, I think previous to Vardy, Ian Wright was that guy when it came to someone like blossoming, someone making it or blossoming later on. Like, yeah, like because obviously, yeah, like in football terms, like yeah, Ian Wright, it was he was late. He was late to the party, like when he was able to finally make his breakthrough. And then obviously we know what he done at Palace, and then we know what he went on to do at Arsenal as well. And yeah, another legend. But yeah, I think Vardy, like yeah, he's been able to do that as well. Like, and I think yeah, just even how he plays, even just how he plays football. I think you can see like it's not. He's someone where it's like it's
he wasn't from.
refreshing.
He's not from the academy.
Yeah, it's not been a thing where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what, you can tell he's not been brought through the
Yeah,
academy from a very like,
nah.
you get me.
It's
It's
street
raw,
ball.
but it's
Yeah,
effective. It's
yeah,
great, and it's
yeah. You know,
refreshing to
when
see.
no one knows how to
It's
deal with
refreshing
him,
to
they're
see.
like, bro, we were
Yeah,
taught this in the academy. What do we do when this guy's
bro,
running in and out
it's
like this at 100 miles
refreshing,
per
man.
hour? Like,
It's
yeah.
refreshing, man. It's always nice to see those type of like footballers. Like
Mm,
obviously, like Rooney, who was in the Everton academy, but he still played like with that essence of like freedom and just kind of like he was a maverick. And yeah, like
mm,
even when I go back and watch like people like Gascoigne, like similar thing. Like yeah, you look at these English players and they're like, yeah, they play with this element of freedom, and yeah, they may look a little bit rough around the edges as regards to like, oh, you've not been system trained with these tactics, and
yeah,
nah, you
with the
need to make sure
positional
the
rotations.
data, yeah,
Yeah,
rotations, yeah, you need to,
yeah.
this is a low XG chance, so you shouldn't be doing
Nah,
this, and
Vardy
whatever
didn't
the
give a
case may be.
toss.
Vardy said none of that, and he's
Mm,
done it his way and has been super effective. And yeah, man, like yeah, like he's got 3 seasons where he scored 20 plus Premier League goals with Leicester.
yeah.
Absolutely crazy. So yeah, man, like Premier League icon, and it'll be interesting to see what he's gonna do because
Mm.
he's not retired. Like yeah,
Oh, swear,
so
I didn't actually know
yeah,
what was going on there.
yeah,
Okay.
he's not retired. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes from there. But
Mm,
yeah, man. And final thing I'll say, bro, is just
mm.
also talking about Leicester. I think you mentioned it, man. Do you think that like do you think that we're gonna get back to a place where the championship clubs become more competitive? Because I think over the last couple of seasons, it's just been a thing where
Mm,
it's like it's felt like the championship teams are championship teams and they've come to
mm,
the Premier League and they just like they've showed fight in places, they've showed
mm,
spirit, but they just go
mm,
straight back down because they just
mm.
don't, yeah, they just don't have what it takes. Like I
Yeah.
think obviously like Man United's our rivals, Leeds, they're coming back up, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with them. Like I know there was even a lot of talk regarding their manager as well and him getting replaced, even though he brought them back up. But yeah, maybe one is someone who can give them a better chance of survival in the Premier League. Obviously Burnley, they're coming back up as well. So yeah, like it will be interesting to see what happens. But I think yeah, the quality of the championship teams, it's just not been there, man. Like
Mm.
yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's tough, man. Again, I feel like again, it's I think we speak about it all the time when we compare like grassroots. When now there's the price of admission is so high that
Mm,
understand like these clubs have to come up with enough quality to now withstand the battle from all sides of these Premier League clubs too that know what the risks are. They also go down, so
mm,
it's like you're battling with teams now where teams in 10th place can spend 150 million and be cool. It's not like that's just how much money is in the league. So
mm,
yeah, genuinely, I don't know. But to answer your question, it's not very like I don't have a lot of hope for it because
mm,
yeah, like even the gap, it feels like it's just getting wider and wider. Even the teams that
mm.
are potentially you're saying oh could be fighting relegation. You look at the points difference between the teams that are relegated and the teams that well United. What where are you guys right now? Like 15 for
14th.
16th, 14th in the league. And
Mm-hmm.
then if you look at like the team 17, we bring the league back up again. Like
Yeah.
the gaps between the teams that are going down and the teams that haven't had good seasons is still night and day. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro. Being honest, I don't have a lot of hope for it. Hopefully, someone can come. I'm seeing Wrexham. They look like they're flying up the league. So boy,
Yeah,
what?
bro.
Maybe they're gonna have the money to stay in the prem.
Back
but
to back promotions. Like,
so
yeah. Which
so
I know a lot of people as well talking about Wrexham. A lot of
mm,
people have been kind of skeptical of them because they said, oh yeah, you know, like they've come and they've spent money and stuff like that.
mm,
And I understand that element of things, but I still do think that, yeah, man, I still think it's a story. Like, come on,
mm.
like, do you get me? Like the journey that they've been on. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they fare in the championship next season as well. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
might be
like
seeing them very soon. But yeah, to answer your own question, yeah, what do you think?
yeah, just even bringing up the league to your point, yeah, you look at
Yeah, look at
Ipswich.
that. Look at that. Look
Ipswich
at
with
the season
21
West Ham have
points,
had.
and then West Ham
Like,
and 36. That's 15 points. like a
Like
15-point
and
difference. Yeah.
like
So it's just, yeah,
so
man. Like they've just been so poor. Like they've just not been able to hack it. Which yeah, I
no.
think lends to the point that you were making. But yeah, like I think that you know what, like I think again it's interesting because even having this whole conversation regarding the quality of the Premier League, I
Mm,
do think that yeah, like whilst like the teams at the top, they've not been doing what you would have thought they would have been doing this season. Arsenal have
mm,
been a bit off the pace. Um, and yeah, City have been a bit off the pace, and then obviously Tottenham and United have had absolutely dreadful seasons. I think a lot of other teams as well, they've been able to get better.
mm.
And yeah, like they've got good players in their own right. And even if you look at a team like Wolves, who were struggling, they've been able to pull off 6 wins on the bounce. Like, do you get me? Like, just pull that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I think yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's interesting as well because like I was even speaking to one of my friends and like we're talking about transfers and stuff, and in the championship like you do find quality. They are good players. Like there's even like a midfielder for Middlesbrough, Hayden Hackney, which I really like. Like I wouldn't be mad if United signed him at all. Like I think he's got good potential.
Mm,
I like what I see. And then yeah, if you even look at Villa, they snapped Rodgers from the championship. Like
yeah.
there's quality there. Like we're pretty sure Delap isn't going to be staying at Ipswich. So yeah, there's definitely quality there, but yeah, I think when you're just looking at overall squads currently, there just seems to be quite a big gap between
Mm.
championship teams and Premier League teams. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll
Yep,
see what
yep, yep.
happens. But yeah, bro. Obviously, like I said, man, massive European week for the two up front teams. The league's
Yep.
decided now. Obviously, everything is Europe. It's either in the league, the race for Europe, and
Mm.
those left in European competition. So obviously, Spurs, United, Chelsea as well. I have to mention Chelsea because yeah, they've got a Conference League semi-final. And yeah, I've said it, man. Betis and Fiorentina, they're on the other side, and one of them are getting to the final. I feel like it may be Betis, and Betis is not a walk in the park at all. That's a difficult tie. So I'm interested to see what happens there because, yeah, that's not going to be easy. But very quickly as well, let me go through some of the comments. Yeah, Wendy said sounds like Teta 2, which yeah, I think that's in reference to what you're talking about with Emery.
Yeah, but I just want to say, because people have a lot of time when it's a young footballer, but when it's a young manager, you want to be comparing my small manager that's new to this game to this Emery guy that's been in the game for like 15 plus 20 years. Okay, so please get out of here, man. So yeah, that's my response to
Hey
Wendy.
man. Oh, you know what? What I want to ask Wendy as well, yeah, is
Mm.
that because I think we were having this conversation, we were talking about the Europa League, and we were saying that I think for Amorim, obviously, the Europa League is extremely important. Like for Manchester United as well, but also for Amorim. And yeah, a lot of the time when you go to games, like you can see like where the fans are at as regards to the manager. And yeah, like Old Trafford, like, yeah, they were singing Amorim's name all game. Like, even when Leon had got back into the game. And I think most Manchester United fans, they're still on side with Amorim. I think they're not happy, and there's definitely some concerns, but I think the majority are still on side. And yeah, I think obviously the Europa League will be absolutely massive for him. He still has a lot of work to be done, and it definitely doesn't fix everything. And he's definitely got a lot more to do because, yeah, like I think there's no way you can slice it, like no other way you can slice it that apart from saying that it has been underwhelming. Like we were expecting Amorim to be better than this. Like even though it's not all his fault and investment and he's come mid-season, all of those factors that we've spoken about plenty of times, they still remain true. But we still expected Amorim to be better than this. But yeah, I think Manchester United fans, for the majority of them, they're still patient. Whereas with Spurs fans, I'm curious to see where are you at with Ange, because from what it currently looks like, from what I'm hearing, even if Ange was to win the Europa League, it looks like that relationship is done. just from what I'm seeing. It looks like the relationship between the Spurs fans and Ange is just done. Like, so yeah, I'll be curious to hear like what Spurs fans think. Wendy said, not too sure about match going fans, but defo internet Spurs fans are defo done. To be honest, I don't think he'll survive Europa or not. That's the feeling that I'm getting. Like, that's the
you're
feeling.
right. You did say that, to be fair.
Yeah, you know, when we're speaking, yeah, like I was like, I think for Spurs, obviously winning the Europa League for the club, it will be absolutely massive, because obviously it's been since 2008 since Spurs have won a trophy, and then Champions League football, and yeah, for all of those reasons, it will be absolutely massive. But as regards to Ange and his tenure at Tottenham, I don't know if that saves it. Just because when I look at the relationship between the fans and the manager, it just looks like it's just really, really bad. Like, I'm seeing Spurs fans say, yeah, man, regardless of the Europa League, like, yeah, he needs to go.
Crazy.
And I feel like
that point.
Yeah, and I feel like even from Ange's perspective, I don't know, but for him, it might be a thing where he says, well, I said I've always win things on my second season. I've won a trophy in my second season. I've won you guys your first trophy in however long. I am out. Bye. And he kind of gets to leave, kind of, do you get me, with his bragging rights and like both parties just pass. Yeah, both parties just pass go separate ways. So yeah, like it'll be interesting. I think, yeah, just a few more comments from Wendy. Wendy said, seems to me that match going fans turn their eye towards Levy. I've definitely been seeing a lot of Levy out stuff. Levy and Enoch, they've been getting it. Like, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that commentary. I've been seeing Spurs fans say, yeah, before Levy, you lot are trying to go on like we never won nothing. Before Levy, we won stuff. Like, do you get me? Like,
I hear it, man. It's frustrating, man.
Yeah,
it's frustrating, bro. I was watching that boxing the other day. I said, this stadium is beautiful. This is a beautiful stadium, bro. A great stadium, man. But damn. Same money is not being invested in the wages on the players, but.
And Wendy said here, is at that point because of a few things Ange has said. I think that also has been something that it just looks like there's just so much tension. Like, even when Ange speaks in these press conferences, it seems like sometimes it's just like jabs are being thrown. Like, even the whole ear cupping thing at the fans. Like, you know what it was reminding me of? Toxic. It was reminding me of like when Mourinho, when it was becoming like it was going towards these last days. And I remember when we got knocked out of the Champions League, and then he's talking about like heritage, and then he's talking about United's heritage, and I was just like, bro, this is not this.
Yeah,
you can't say this.
You can't say this. Yeah,
you can't say this.
Like, you can't say this.
Yeah, you can't say this. The op needs to keep us staying out of this stuff.
Hey, man, I'm just paying homage.
What did you think of the whole North London Forever? Did you see that?
Being played. Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah. Like, because I know like some people say, hey man, this Spurs, like, it's
no,
they could do. Like, do you get me? Listen, other people are saying, nah, man.
Listen, like, you sell your stadium, you open your stadium to the world. Bro, if I pay the money to host the thing, then why can't I play what I want to play? I hear it, man. They can't. They can't talk. They can't say anything about that.
I hear, but yeah, the ear cupping thing was so bad. Yeah, the thing is as well is because afterwards in the post match, and just like, nah.
Well, like I hate that. At least stand on it. Like, at least stand on it after you've done it. Don't then try gaslight me that I didn't see what you did.
The relationship looks so bad. You see, that gaslighting thing. That gaslighting thing is the worst, because I remember when I felt like, to be fair, I never felt like Ten Hag was going at the fans. I never felt like that, but it's annoying when they're gaslighting you. It's irritating. Like, it's really, really irritating.
You know the one that's brewing as well. So we'll see. They don't get Champions League. Chelsea or Maresca.
Yeah,
because you know what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah,
it's all nice being a good talker when you're winning. When you're not winning, you're still talking like this. Hey, man.
I think he kind of said this thing of like, obviously, you know, there was the whole thing of like, we're ahead of where we're supposed to be. Like, Chelsea, you see, these Chelsea fans, bro, they've been raised under the Abramovich era, bro. They're used to, when we was, bro, did you see the graphic when people were talking about managers to come in their first season and win the league? it was Slot. It was three of them were Chelsea managers: Conte, Mourinho, Ancelotti. Bro, this is what these lot. They don't have patience like that.
Yeah,
Bro.
they don't, man. They don't. They
They
don't.
don't have patience like that. So I think he needs to be careful. He just needs to be
Yeah.
careful with what he says because, yeah, man, Chelsea fans, bro, they're not trying to hear it. But yeah, then when he said also he got battered in the end poetic, which he did, to be fair, I think it's a good thing that he made. It's a good thing that he lost because, yeah, I know if he won, he had something planned.
Oh,
he had something planned.
oh,
An Arsenal t-shirt was tucked away.
oh,
It
mate.
was tucked. I know you had something nasty planned. But yeah, bro. But yeah, bro, unless you've got anything else to say. Anything?
That's it for me,
Hey,
bro.
man.
Another great stream.
Been a great stream, long one, man. Like,
Yep.
yeah. Like we missed last week, back this week. And yeah, man, as always, thank you to everyone who's tuned in, whoever's been sharing and subscribing. Again, YouTube admin, we need to get better at that.
Hey, man, bro. We
yeah,
need a
man,
reminder.
always,
Yeah.
honestly, need to get better at that. But yeah, obviously, whether it's been 30 seconds, a minute, a half an hour, the whole stream, we appreciate it. And yeah, man, more content on the way. We working behind the scenes, so stay tuned. Follow us on all the socials, and we will try to keep you guys updated. But yeah, man, massive week in Europe starts off tomorrow.
Hey,
you get me? And then obviously my boys, we're going to Bilbao on Thursday, so we'll see how that turns out, man. But yeah, I know at the end of the week, bro, there's gonna be a lot of things that have happened. Our emotions.
We're gonna be different people. The us today and the us when we stream next are gonna be two different people. So
bro,
hey, man, you see how it goes.
days. You see when United were 4-2 down, bro. I was thinking, bro, I just don't know if I've got it in me to come and stream. Like I just
I don't blame you, man.
I don't know if I'm going.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man.
I don't know if I'm going in me.
I genuinely don't blame you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Hey, hope everyone has a good week. And until next time, peace, stay blessed.